Covino and Rich's Throwback Thursday.
Good morning, my neighbors!
Hey, fuck you!
Yes! Yes! Fuck you too!
Covino and Rich's Throwback Thursday.
I feel the need for speed.
My mother-in-law. For years, I wouldn't kiss her face. I ended up kissing her ass.
Covino and Rich's Throwback Thursday.
I'm thinking I might take that new chick from logistics. Things go well, I might be showing her my O face. Oh. You know what I'm talking about. Oh.
Covino and Rich's Throwback Thursday.
Yeah. Well, I'll see you tomorrow then. Gobble, gobble. Oh, bye-bye. Welcome to Marathon. May I help you?
Yes.
How may I help you?
You can start by wiping that fucking dumbass smile off your rosy fucking cheeks. Then you can give me a fucking automobile, a fucking Datsun, a fucking Toyota, a fucking Mustang, a fucking Buick, 4 fucking wheels and a seat.
I really don't care for the way you're speaking to me.
And I really don't care for the way your company left me in the middle of fucking nowhere with fucking keys to a fucking car that isn't fucking there. And I really didn't care to fucking walk down a fucking highway and across a fucking runway to get back here to have you smile at my fucking face. I want a fucking car right fucking now.
May I see your rental agreement?
I threw it away.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy, what?
You're fucked.
1, 2, 3, 4!
Don't mind if I do!
Covino and Rich.
Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
Heard all about on the radio. Holy mother nugget! And holy mother meatball!
I'm the smartest man alive! You're so ridiculous. What? You're such a fool. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go!
It's that time of year. When the world falls in love and every song you hear seems to say, Guten Morgen, everybody. Hey! Covino and Rich, I cheers you. What time of year? Good, buddy. Oh, Mo Rivera almost got knocked over.
Happy Red Cup Day.
Hey, Happy Red Cup Day. By the way, that clip put me in a fantastic
Wasn't that
mood.
great? I know there was a lot of F-bombs over the great clip.
There's so many questions I have about that clip that we'll get to, but I know you want to rock out first. I mean, it's what we always do. WRF. Covino and Rich, sports, entertainment, life, Throwback Thursday, and we be rocking out. Let's go. Good morning. Members only. Earrings. Union High School hung off 1994, throwing it back. Eso. What's up? Que tal, vatos locos forever. Hey, eat my butt. Spotty boy.
Eat my butt.
Stay away from my butt. Any chance to get the feedback on the screen? Let's get this going. Feedback on the screen. Let's get interactive. The most interactive,
I put it there.
inclusive podcast of all live podcasts. Covino and Rich.
Wrong screen.
Tell your friends about our Patreon. Continue to spread the word, not the Rona. Spread the cheeks and the word. Covino and Rich is here, not going anywhere. Today I'm going to tell you someone I hate more than anyone else. There's someone I hate more than anybody else. We're going to get to that today.
Hi.
A question about trust or stupidity.
Oh.
But I want to talk about that movie just for a second.
Sure. Throwback Thursday.
Because
Can we talk about Edie McClure?
She's a righteous dude.
Save that. Okay.
Save that because I have a question and I don't want you to give it away because it may make me look dumb. So you want to wait.
All right, cool. Sweet.
Those headphones make you look dumb.
Yeah, that's true.
No one would know they're cheap $9 headphones.
And
we talked about that yesterday, guys.
$100 Shure headphones are on the way.
All right, perfect. Thanks, bud.
No one will know even when I get them.
They're going to know.
They're going to know.
They're not going to know.
No,
They're
they're
gonna
gonna
know.
know. You'll know. That's all that matters.
Maybe we'll play a guessing game. Who does Rich hate before I tell you? But that movie, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Did you say automobile? Automobile? Lake? Big lake?
By the way,
I'm quoting 16 Candles.
is
Continue.
Is there a
Carry on.
better song, by the way, than Automobile?
By NWA?
Spock, can you put that on?
On a Throwback
It'll
Thursday?
just put me in the best mood also.
And we'll
Automobile.
both ride home in my automobile.
We'll also put the YouTube bot in a positive mood.
Man, I took this bitch out to the movies.
Oh, man, so many curses today.
So we hop in the back seat. You know?
It's going out to all the Rashans.
All of my dick in front,
Lonnie
like, give me
3000,
the pussy, man.
Jason
Bitch
Brown,
said 3 words,
Kevin
man.
K.
Stop,
Diddy.
No and don't. I said, bitch.
Our boy
Good say,
Felix.
bitch.
You don't have to front
James Joker Jones.
on me, dear.
Hustle City G throwback.
Don't fuck with me. So why don't you
EJ Reed, what's up?
that pussy here?
Wow.
Song is filthy. Crank it, Spock. Come on.
If you
Shout out to Rafiq.
to me,
Hey, well, I'll be good to you.
Four Hornsman. What's up, Reggie?
we'll both
Ride home in my automobile.
All right, you got that.
All right. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I watched.
All that I want is a little puss.
All that I want,
Just a little hate.
Is it a little head? Yeah. I wish I had a little head. All right. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Don't we all?
I watched Steve Martin with Martin Short and Selena Gomez in that, I think, a pretty solid TV show on Hulu, Only Murders in the Building. I don't know if it would be your Steez, but I thought it was fucking great. I love Steve Martin. I love Martin Short. So
What's my steez? Members only?
I don't know what your Steez is, to
Yeah,
be
so
honest.
don't worry about
If
my
if
Steez.
it was a documentary about like
It's all good.
a starfish that blew people or something, or like like a monkey in a jungle who learned how to peel his own bananas, you'd be like, yo, fucking great documentary.
I remember the interesting stuff like that.
The
Yeah,
guy definitely banged that octopus.
definitely.
But watching Steve Martin now in 2021, he's still great. I just think it's odd how someone ages when they're always gray. Like Steve Martin was a young man in that movie.
Like Larry David's been old for like 20, 30 years now.
Season 1 of Curb
Yeah.
was 99, 2000.
Bald and gray then.
20 years ago. Larry David looks no different because he's been bald with white gray hair.
Well, there
the whole
was
time.
no drastic change. That's why. As a result, like you sort of got used to them being old early.
Dude. Lisa, I agree. She loved Only Murders. Also love Ghosts now. Ghosts is pretty funny. I watched all of them with Sarah. They're 20 minutes. They're easy. But when someone goes gray early, I think it's hard to gauge their aging. Like, you will see how I age. I'll start to get more and more gray in the beard and hair. Eventually, I'll stop touching it up. And the progression of me aging, when I'm an old guy one day with gray hair, you'd be like, I remember the progression of Rich Davis. Steve Martin, I'm not saying he looks the same now, because now he's like white hair. He's like fucking Phil
But
Donahue white
because
hair.
of it, it was more graceful and gradual.
If you're trying to tell me that Steve Martin at probably like 30, 40 years old in that movie, Planes, Trains, looks just not much different than 70-year-old Steve Martin now. Spot, look up just a
He
picture.
gave us an early eyeball transition.
Look up
That's
just
all.
the picture maybe for the poster for Only Murders in the Building, like the promo
You're
poster.
making an obvious observation. It's
Yeah.
a good one. We all have that thought. But it makes logical sense when you really just think about it.
Willie Nelson, Steve Martin, Larry David, people are saying that.
Just makes the adjustment to our eyes
Yeah.
easier when
Like Anderson Cooper is going to look that way for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
And we're going to, that's Steve Martin in Only Murders with Martin Short and Selena Gomez. Solid show, I think.
45 years later.
But does that Steve Martin look 40 years older than the one in the clip?
Steve Martin was
I
on
mean-
SNL. He had
But
gray
Spot,
hair.
40 years older?
I mean,
It just makes that's
That's
the
Steve
adjustment
Martin.
easier to our eyes.
You're telling me
when
that
you
guy-
age prematurely that way.
You think that guy looks double the age of that guy?
No.
oh, damn it, I
don't.
did it again.
Maybe up close, but generally speaking, no. I agree with you completely. I think about that all the time.
Michael E. said Steve Martin looked 60 when he was a kid.
It's just because you hit the wall earlier.
Yeah, Steve
And not
Martin's like,
necessarily the wall, but you hit it sooner than other people, and then it's less drastic.
It's like, did you mention Huey Lewis? Huey Lewis looked like he was 50 in the 80s. Now look at him. He looks the same.
I mean, there's a lot of great examples people are bringing up. Stevie Wonder, Leslie Nielsen. There's certain people that looked older, younger, but they haven't aged since then in your fucking dumb eyes.
So is that the goal? Like, just give yourself white hair when you're a young man?
But what I'm saying, Spot, when I'm older, people will be like, man, Rich Davis looks old because they'll remember
how much youth you had.
Yeah, they'll be like, when you have fucking white hair at 30 to 70 looks not as drastic.
Steve Martin was in his 20s on SNL with gray hair. He had that
There's-
great comb over, like,
Spot.
side parted do. He was gray then.
Spot, there's a guy that we used to work with at Z100.
He's a wild and crazy guy. He was great.
Speaking of wild and crazy guys, there's a guy that Spot and I used to work with at Z100. I was just going to bring him up. They called him Wild Bill. Bill Hesselberg.
Oh, yeah.
When I met that guy, he was probably, well, think about it. I met him in the early 2000s with Spot. He's probably 35, 40 years old. Had little kids. Now his kids are in college and he's older, right? I see him on Facebook making comments. We chit-chat here and there like, hey, how you been, right? When I met him, he had your hair. Now he's got a fucking white pump. And I'm like, that's right. I haven't seen this guy in a decade. So if I saw him, I'd be like, what?
Happens.
So, hey, that's observation number one. And observation number two. And by the way, yes, Lisa, when we were kids, the dads in TV shows were so much older than, so much younger than we thought they probably were.
Oh, yeah.
Like Archie Bunker was supposed to be in his 50s. Mike Seaver,
the Golden
Tony
Girls.
Danza, those guys were supposed to be like...
The Golden Girls were in their 50s.
Dude, that's the crazy part. Spot's right. The Golden
The
Girls
oldest one was the grandma.
The
That's the
Golden
fun
Girls were early
youngest
retirees.
one
The youngest.
was
Yeah,
the mother.
they were
yeah.
widows and early retirees. The Golden Girls were like 50, 60 years old. So, thank you. Someone said we're reverse aging. I don't know about that, but
No, I'm trying.
we're
yeah.
not.
My face looks like an old catcher's mitt.
We're certainly not aging. We're not going to age as well as Steve Martin, is what I'm saying.
Well,
You'll look good
in this industry. I don't
Yeah.
think it does any good for me to start letting myself go and be the old guy who wants to listen to an irrelevant fucking guy who's letting himself go.
Yeah, I just don't think your hair makes you irrelevant. But I know what you're saying. Smoke
No,
and mirrors.
I'm
Smoke and
just
mirrors.
saying,
Like if you
yeah.
look like Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah. I'm not,
Let me give you the ages of the Golden Girls.
And by the way, before you do that, Spot, Snoop Dogg might be another one because I feel like Snoop D-O double G
Snoop.
just looks so odd. He's just an odd looking guy to begin with. And I feel like old Snoop and Snoop now are also not that different. Snoop's a fucking grandpa.
Snoop Dogg is... Snoop
Oh,
Dogg?
Brown
No, this
don't
is
frown,
impossible.
you know that.
This is impossible.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg is 50 years old.
He's just been around forever.
So,
That's all.
I think, yeah, because when you think about it, Spot, if Snoop Dogg's been around since he's like 18, 20 years old, when he was on his come up, then yeah, that is 30-something, 35
2,
years.
3 into the phone.
30. Yeah, I guess he was like in his like teens, early
Like-
20s when he was
Like Doggy Style and all that.
Black
Gin and
don't
Juice.
crack,
Like,
man. You can't even compare the two.
if Gin and
I'm
Juice
sorry.
is 93, that's Spot. It makes sense. He was probably in his 20s when he made those big hits.
Absolutely. There's no question about it.
Ready,
So,
ready to hear the ages
Yeah,
of the
give
Golden
me the ages of the Golden Girls.
I'm really excited about this. All right, Rose Nyland. She was 55 years old
Get the fuck
at the start of the show.
Rose was 55?
So she went from 55 to like 60 something throughout the series. Dorothy's Bornak.
But stop it on her face. That looks like my grandmother, rest in peace, who died when she was 93. My grandmother probably looked at when she was like 88.
All right, ready? This is going to blow your mind. Dorothy Spornak was 53 at the start of the series, so she went from like 53 to 60.
Maud was 53.
All right, Sophia, the mother, the patriarch who was the youngest, as Covino mentioned on the show.
She was like supposed to be 70 something.
She was 79. That makes sense.
That makes sense. I thought they were all 79.
All right, and how old was Blanche Devereaux?
I bet you
The youngest of the group.
She's the only one to me that was like 50. I would have guessed like 58 to 60.
So she was somewhere in between 47
47?
and 53.
Oh, Blanche was a year older than you,
So
bro.
I think she was in.
Yo, you went to high school with Blanche.
I think she was in her early 50s at the start of the.
What the fuck?
Oh,
start
people
of the
aged
series.
different back then too. Though,
Well, as you always say, Covino, when you look at your...
I always say, my family always says, you start early, you end early.
Yeah, but you always
Start
say, too, that
early,
when you...
age early, you get old quick,
Yeah, but
you call it a day.
You're the one that always points out, if you look at your parents' yearbook, all the fucking dudes look like they were 40 years old when they were 18.
Yeah, I'm in a rush
You
for
were...
that. I'm still waiting to get a full beard.
You were into those shows that I never really got into because I was a little younger than you, like the Sha-Na-Nas and all those greaser things. There was a picture floating around recently. And it was like, a generation was convinced this guy was a teenager. It was like the oldest picture. Do you know who I'm talking about?
You're talking about the
Is
Sonny
it Bowser
from Greece.
or Sonny? Or
He's talking about the characters from Greece.
Yeah, it might have been that.
Kinnicky
Yeah,
and Sonny and those
So
guys.
I look up Sonny from Greece. There
Rizzo
was,
was like 45 years old.
there
in
was
Greece.
a picture floating around the internet, I guess, of Sonny from Greece, and it said, a generation was convinced this guy was a teenager.
His name was Grant Schumacher on the Gary Shandling show as well. The
So-
guy Sonny.
I know
you
who you're talking about.
But that- you might actually find that meme.
I was looking for the meme, but yeah, this is Sonny from
Yeah,
Greece.
that's the picture. We were convinced that guy was a teenager.
By the way, you shouted out Sha Na Na on a Throwback Thursday. I got to say, I used to love that shit. So shout out to Bowser. Shout out to the Greasers. Shout out to Ryan Salinger, Mauser, P10, Kinky Blender, all the people chiming in, Kyle and PA. Thanks, guys, for being here at Throwback Thursday. So to wrap it up, you start early, end early. But you start early.
You got the hot girl in high school, but then that's it.
No. You gradually sort of grow old in other people's eyes because it's not as drastic as the person who held on to their youth so hard and then all of a sudden hit the wall.
Michael Tucci was born in 46, which means he was 32 or 31 when that was filmed.
When they did Grease.
When they did Grease.
It's to me, I mean, we've talked about this before, but all the kids in my high school that had beards that were fucking men when I was a little boy hoping that I got an armpit hair, those guys all got old way quick.
They were bald in their
mid-20s. Those guys do not look good now. By the way, Spock, can you just click on the feedback so it scrolls? It did that thing again where it freezes or whatever.
So,
by the way,
rush. Grow old gracefully, everybody.
It's like stuck on feedback from like minutes ago.
And to the Steve Martin point, I think it just has to do with the gray hair, Rich.
Yeah.
And Steve Martin looks relatively well.
Kyle and PA said
And
gray
healthy.
hair, baldness, and weight are three big factors on how we perceive someone aging.
Men especially.
Yeah, especially men. And to go back to that first clip that Spot started the show with, this is where I want to know if I'm dumb or if I'm right.
You're a righteous dude.
Genetics play a big part for sure, man. I look at my mom, who is a fucking mess, but even though my mom's a mess, she still has like not many wrinkles that compared to like someone her age. Like sometimes genetics help. Paul Rudd and Wilford Brimley, each at the age of 52. That's a great meme.
Thanks, Bill Jackson.
Yeah, and he was in a retirement home in Cocoon.
Bill Jackson, that's the dude. Yeah, Preston, you're 45. You're close to Blanche age. Horny, what I thought was a 60-year-old. The first clip, the woman working at the rental car place, Covino. Please tell me if I'm right or wrong. Was she on Hogan's Family?
Yes.
Okay, I was like, that seems like the
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, she seems
What was
like
she not in is the question.
Yeah, I feel like I was like, my first thought was like, oh, that's the woman.
Was she on Different
Let's
Strokes?
take-
That's
let's
the
take
neighbor
a,
the neighbor from Hogan's Family.
Let's take a trip down Edie McClurg Lane.
What's her name?
Edie McClurg.
Okay.
Edie McClurg. All the movies she was in that you recognize. Mr. Mom, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Back to School, Planes, Trains. She's having a baby. I remember. Oh, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. She was a voice in The Little Mermaid. Curly Sue. Stepmom. Okay, now it gets into like movies that I don't know. Flubber.
But I do.
She did a lot of voice work.
She was such a, in my mind, like a recognizable face in the 80s, 90s, right?
100%.
Van Wilder.
100%. Probably didn't get the credit she deserved, so we salute her on a Throwback Thursday because, I mean, she's opposite. Think of who she's opposite in these legendary moments that
Look
we
at all
had
these
growing
television
up.
appearances.
Yeah. Unbelievable career. Definitely. Actually, when you look at her stellar resume and how she delivered in those moments, like she was great. Definitely didn't get the credit she deserved.
Edie,
Oh yeah, wasn't she was she the what's her name? Harriet's neighbor on Small Wonder, or my mother on
she
Small
was
Wonder?
always like the funny neighbor. Edie McClurg. Spot, would you put her in
was
the
an
same
80s staple to Renee.
Yeah, would
Renee
you,
Madden. Thank
she
you,
was.
Covino, would you put her in the same category? Just not. Yeah, no, she's not quite as mammoth.
John C.
Spot,
Reilly.
give me a name of in the movie Mr. Deeds. The big woman that like was like, how about a
Conchetta.
Nah, no way.
the
No.
the
No,
woman?
what's her
She
name?
was,
No way.
yeah, she was also in 2.5 Men. That woman.
No, she's very 80s famous for sure.
But cut from the same cloth, like.
I mean, you could say Mrs. Garrett's cut from the same cloth. I don't know.
Old lady with red Garrett, hair. Yeah. Conchetta
Old redhead
Farrell.
lady.
Conchetta Farrell.
So thank you guys. Thanks for all the feedback. What's up, Mike Wheeler? Tony Moriello. Handsome motherfucking lawyer, killing it, watching our show. Makes me feel cool.
So handsome.
When cool motherfuckers like you are watching and hanging.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
does. It does. Honestly, when cool people support us, I'm like, all right, we're on the right track.
Yeah,
so
love
you
it,
guys
love
are cool.
We need more cool people. Alex Efforts, get him. Go get him.
your
Go,
bad
go,
back,
go,
Ed.
go. So,
He's a righteous dude.
hope you had a great night. Hope you enjoyed your Wednesday. Here we are, throwing it back. Thursday, Covino and Rich. Now, last night was my first personal update. You know, I'm giving you just the play-by-plays, just so you know where I'm at personally. You know, we've gone through 2 years of COVID talk. This is my experience. I share it with you. I take my very last pill tomorrow.
Red or blue?
I need a blue one because I have no pulse in the peen.
Still, huh?
Still no sex drive. My brain fog is still there. We had long meetings yesterday, really productive, positive, encouraging, got me fired up meetings yesterday with Super Agent Sean Wyman. Good brainstorm session.
They were long and impossible to ignore.
Yeah.
Much like Joe Biden's fart.
But I got to tell you, by the end of it, Rich, I was spent. I was exhausted. I was worried. Can I make it home from your house without falling asleep? That's how low energy I am now.
I think yesterday it was the first time in a while that I think all three of us, I think it was the first time in a long time that all three of us were start to finish. I was recording my podcast with Nicole yesterday.
Yeah.
At 6 a.m.
I was
It
exhausted.
was an all day. By the time last night hit, I told Sarah, I was like, I was not feeling well. And I said, it's interesting. Once you're done having COVID, your mind changes because anytime you feel a little under the weather, your first thought isn't, is it COVID? Now I'm like, oh, now I'm just tired.
I feel like I'm still recovering. I'm at 65%, 70%.
I was fucking spent. I fell asleep way early last night, and I fell asleep at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I never really got up after that.
By the end of our meeting, again, very productive, very fired up about it. Really excited about things to come here in the world of Covino and Rich and our Patreon and what we plan in the future. And by the end of that, I was spent. So got back home and chilled out with Jordan. We played. She loves Mario Party. And I'm like, I guess I could play. If you ask me early enough, I'll play. If you ask me around 10 p.m., it's not happening. Too tired. Especially now. Still recovering.
What's Mario Party?
She got the new one. She's all about it. I mean, it's not a bad game, dude. You know that's not my scene. I don't mind playing it. It's all right. It's like a board game.
BORED?
No, it's like you're playing a virtual.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Modern day Super Mario board game with little mini games in between, competitions in between the board game, roll the dice.
Yeah.
Played that, but I got in bed for the first time since October 23rd.
Wow.
Got my own bed last night and got to sleep in my own bed. But here's the thing.
No boner, but was there a Dutch oven?
Here's the thing.
Oh, you're back.
I was accepted into my own bed.
Yeah.
No more butt rashes. No more, breathing tanks making noise. So I'm just getting in my own bed now. I'm not feeling all that great, but I'm getting in my bed. I think it's part of the recovery. I don't know. And I spent most of my night holding in farts. I didn't sleep through the entire night, just holding in farts. I realized Jordan keeps accusing me of farting. And I'm like, I don't think I am, but she keeps accusing me. But what I've realized, Rich, through my COVID experience that a lot of people don't talk about is, I don't know if it's the medicine or something that's happened along the journey. But
have you lost
dude,
control of your bowels?
I don't even notice. I'm just like an old guy ripping ass.
You know why?
I am so gassy. But I think
can't smell it anymore.
I don't even know when I flatulate.
It's like
my flatulence
is a guy in my ass playing the
uncontrollable.
trumpet constantly.
Long and impossible to ignore.
Chuck Mangione. I got someone in my asshole. Dizzy Gillespie up there. Who? Satchmo. I Satchmo up my ass.
Satchmo.
Fucking playing trumpets uncontrollably. And Jordan, I feel so bad for her because she keeps calling me out. Oh. She said, I'm trying not to embarrass you, but it's like, an old guy gets up and they're just slipping every step he takes. And I'm uncontrollably, no control whatsoever of my gassy, like Freddie Blassie belly. And it just made for an uncomfortable night, man. It's like every time I move, I don't know.
Things will never be the same again.
I don't know what it
Seepage is real, people are saying.
I spent 90% of my night holding in farts, just trying to be respectful because it was my first night back.
Your penis doesn't function anymore. Neither does your sphincter. Sorry.
CO, for real, bro.
It all just went.
And I share, not to be cheap and lowbrow. Let it be low and brow. Throwback Thursday. I'm not doing it for shock value. If I was going to do that, I'd pee on somebody on stage.
Yeah.
I'm doing it to give you the play-by-play from my personal experience. Like, this is a real part of my recovery and story. And it's like, I've lost all control of like, I'm so gassy, dude.
Are you drinking milkshakes before bed?
Well, here, I will talk, believe it or not, I want to talk about cereal later on.
He had a cheese plate before bed. Oh, that's what. He walks to the kit.
Remember, part of the COVID recovery, the journey was, obviously catching my breath. I'm barely catching it now. But remember, I hadn't dropped a Duke while I was in the hospital for like a week and a half. So trying to get back to normal, I've also tried like a lot of brand cereals and things like that. And I want to talk about that maybe later if we have time. But so I'm sure that's not helping with the trumpet up my ass, but
thank you, sir. But do you remember you played trumpet? You played trumpet in high school.
I did. That's
As did Covino.
That's a high C, buddy.
I played the saxophone. You guys played the trumpet.
Let's go, band!
Good armature on that butthole.
First trumpet, Union High.
I teetered.
Eat 'em up, rah, rah, rah. Now, you guys played trumpet.
We played in the real band, though.
My ass was playing trumpet all night.
Much like
Jordan's saying for weeks now.
I think you were
She's
saying,
like, what's wrong with you? I'm like,
I believe you said the same thing to me once.
Yeah.
If you were in band in my high school, fun fact, you were forced to be in the marching band because
no
one voluntarily wanted. Like, here's how it went down. Who wants to be in the marching band? No one fucking raised their hand, or no one volunteered or signed up. So they're like, all right, well, here's the deal then. You're all in the marching band. And I was like, what? So we were all in the old marching band because it was, if you played an instrument, there was no, and if you played football or sport, you were exempt and you would go back and forth and stuff, but we were forced to be a marching band.
Well, this is great transition. That's the personal update, okay? So I apologize to Jordan. But again, I'm like almost unaware because it's just part of the deal. It's like, oh my God.
What I was going to ask
I can't control any of this.
You played the trumpet.
Yeah.
What mute does your ass sound like? Is it like when you put that plunger on, or when you put the little metal thing in? Scott, do you remember having the different mutes you would put?
Oh yeah, there was the straight mute, which was the cone.
The cone.
There was the cup mute, which was the cone, but it had a little cup on the end.
Yeah, I feel like your ass might sound like the plunger. Remember?
And then there was the plunger, which really was just the end of a plunger. There was nothing fancy about it, and you would hold it and you would just flutter it on the end of your trumpet. It wasn't like a special. It wasn't, you think like, oh, it's a plunger mute, you have to go to a music store and buy it.
No, just buy a fucking plunger.
You buy a real plunger and you take off the handle.
Personal side note, we all played it. I played trumpet my whole fucking up until junior high. Because then sports became priority. And then Spot played trumpet, Rich played saxophone. It was a great experience. I loved it, man.
I enjoyed. But
now my ass plays full time for like the past 3 weeks.
I enjoyed music so much in high school with that stuff, and it's so funny because it was never cool, but
I'm mixing a little sing in there with a Let's Go band.
So when you were doing all that, by the way, is that the first time, Spot, you thought about mutes on your trumpet in at least a decade?
No.
Yo, can I be completely fucking forthcoming and honest?
In the middle of the night.
My asshole really sounds like a trumpet. Like, I'm not even just, there's something different going on. I'm uncontrollably, maybe because of the medicine and again, recovery and where my stomach and digestive system went, it sounds like a fucking Olds brass instrument. So I'm not even kidding you. It's way different. So thank you guys. And I'm back in the bedroom. Just laying there. Last night was hopefully my last night. I thought they were going to come pick up O2D2 yesterday. I think it's today. So I had my oxygen going. It's all good, but
I
I'm
think
back.
if your butt were this melodic, I don't think Jordan could hate on it.
She's like,
No,
yo.
it's fine. Last night, Covino on his way to get something in the kitchen. I believe. Is it true that you played "You Could Call Me Al" through your ass?
Butt trumpets. Butt trumpets.
What did you play?
I can call you Betty, and Betty, when you call me, you can call me Al. All right, so let's talk about some of the stuff you're talking about, Rich. Growing up in Union, New Jersey, that's where I'm from.
And he did the dance.
Did you play?
He walked one way and stuck his butt up.
Did you play Cantaloupe Us Three through your?
Man walks down the street. So, growing up in Union, the fucking marching band, like, again, I grew up in a really, when I say hardcore,
same
hardcore, like parkour football town. So the fucking marching band, even though that shit was corny, was cool.
Yeah.
And our cadence was.
I can't even do it.
Oh.
When you hear that drum fucking thing
ours was,
coming in, pep rally,
ours
football
was lame
team
compared to yours.
That
Ours
shit was bomb.
Ours was just snare drum.
Well, I mean, they mixed it up. That's how it
Ours
started.
was like,
I
no,
mean,
it was snare drum.
There's a fucking team.
It was snare drum, the big bass, it was the quads. The quads were the best part.
Here comes Union. That shit was dope. That shit was bomb. 1994, Hog Off Champ. These are great memories, right? Shop now at shop.covinoandrich.com. Get your Hog Off shirt. Get your Hog Off on. Shop.covinoandrich.com. Throwback Thursday. Just a quick question. My marching band, you're in it. You were in it. It was a big, it's like college level, high school production of marching band / football team.
Band horns up.
Yeah, like we were next level. So you were just in it.
Well, I was the drum major.
Right. Like,
but by design, because what happened was every year they chose one guy and one girl to be the drum majors.
So in other words, to wrap up my story though, I couldn't be on the football team and play in the marching band.
And I said that was the exemption was cheerleaders and football players didn't have to march in the parades and shit because they were
once varsity JV sports got to be a priority in my life, a big time sports town, there was no room for marching band for me.
I had nothing but time for marching band.
So,
I remember thinking you have to be in marching band, but they chose one guy and one girl to be the drum major.
Yeah,
I was like, well, what's the responsibility of the drum major?
This.
Honestly, it's to.
This is it.
It's hey,
stand on a platform and do this.
Can you keep count and can you?
This is it.
So I was like.
Sometimes you do a 4 count.
I was the friendly guy. The teacher liked me.
Did you wear a
a
water buffalo hat?
Everyone did.
Oh my god!
But everyone
did.
It's not like
I wonder if I have pictures of me in marching band.
We got rid of those because everyone's like, "Fuck that." So it was the compromise. The teacher's like, "All right, you have to wear the fucking jackets and all this shit." But
For the sake of anyone thinking that I'm making fun of Rich, I am. But I want you to know, like I said, up until junior high, if there was a Memorial Day parade and things like that in town, just being part of band in junior high, you had to march in those things. So
you learned.
I'm not too cool for the room to say I did any of that stuff. It made my family so fucking proud. My mom still talks about that.
You learned like
shit.
Stars and Stripes. You learned one song, and you played it walking down the street, and we did that from Scotch.
There is no doubt when you say, "Man, Rich was a nerd." Oh yeah, I was a nerd, but here's the deal.
That's high school shit.
Yeah, that's high school nerd shit.
This
but
shit ended
look at this
for
guy.
me.
What a nerd.
Yeah, in junior high.
Let me explain.
This guy, the coolest.
Let me explain
this
why
guy, a nerd.
Let me explain why the nerddom.
Let's not get on this guy.
Was a good idea for me though, and I'll explain why. I noticed when I was a freshman, sophomore, I was like, you know who the drum major is? Sort of like, as you always say it, the king of the dipshits. Like if you were like in that nerd circle, but you were sort of a cool guy, I was like, all right, that's the guy that's trying to do this. I was like, all right, so my options are...
It's no bigger dipshit.
My options are march with my saxophone and carry on a fucking saxophone. Or...
Did you play alto, tenor, or baritone?
Alto. In the jazz band, I played Barry sax.
Oh, that's big.
But I said, let me be drum major because instead of walking around with my saxophone and doing all that, so you're saying I just have to stand on the platform and be like, band horns up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, and just... 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Like all you need to do is know how to count, right? Boom. Why would you not want to do that?
One,
instead?
2, 3. Nerds in my band.
We did a Disney tribute, and I still remember some of the things where it would be like, band horns up. It was like a whole new world. 2, 3, 4,
Oh my
1, 2.
God.
Like corny ass shit. Yeah.
I remember we did a
Yeah.
Copeland tribute one year. We did. What did we do? Oh, fuck, I forget now.
Well,
probably
again,
go
I'm
back
in
and
that
find
high
it.
school mindset. I'm rocking my Union colors. Shop.covinoandrich.com if you're
I
not
was,
watching.
8 to 5.
So I have a
Do you
question.
remember your 8 to 5?
I have a question and a quick story.
You got it's 8 steps per 5 yards.
Yeah. You're right, Spud.
And heel to toe. Heel to toe, 8 to 5.
But I'll tell you
8
what,
steps
Spud.
to you used to
Nerd
practice
alert.
that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You used to have to do it and hit each line back and forth
You guys are
constantly.
sort of answering my questions.
The drills.
By the way, not a boner alert.
No, nerd
No,
alert.
Nerd alert.
You guys on a Throwback Thursday is sort of answering the question I had.
Yeah.
And then I have a little quick update, I want to know your thoughts on it.
I have.
I was watching The Bachelorette. I'm sorry, guys, on Tuesday, and she brought one of the dudes back to her old high school. Right?
Yeah.
This is where I'm from. This is what I'm about. And she's like, and this is my old locker. He's like, you remember your old locker? And I felt the same way. I'm like, you. So based on all the stuff you're telling me now, I'm gonna assume you remember. And I have a great memory, but I don't remember any of that shit. Like if you ask me, hey, go to your high school, visualize it. Would you know how to get to the bathroom? I'd be like, no. Would you know how to get to we had 2 gyms. Would you know how to get to the second gym? I'd be like, no idea. I don't remember that shit at all. I wouldn't know. I don't know where my locker would be. I would have no idea. I don't even recall.
I would remember it exactly. The only thing
Really?
I wouldn't remember would be like if you told me
Is it
like
because you had a smaller school?
maybe I think we had a pretty big school, three stories, different wings and everything. My thought is what I wouldn't remember. The better question is what wouldn't I remember? I wouldn't remember if you said, because we changed every year. Did you have the same locker every year? No, right? Like you were assigned a new locker depending on if you were a senior or freshman or anything.
I would go with that. Yeah, I think I had a different one every year.
I don't think if you said point out your locker, I would know the hallway, but I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, locker 109. Like would never know that. But if you said, hey, where's the cafeteria? I'd be like, oh yeah, that way down the hall. Or where's the gym? Well, go that way. So how would you not know?
I would ask you the black cafeteria or the white cafeteria. Swear to God.
Where'd you go to high school? The 40s?
Swear to God. 100% true story.
It wasn't.
But everybody got along.
It wasn't like
Segregated
by
it
the
just
school.
happened to be that way.
It just was
Yeah,
that way.
we had 2 lunchrooms.
Yeah, just was. But,
I never ate in the main lunchroom. I always ate in the multi-purpose room. 'Cause I
you
hated
try
the main
to,
lunchroom.
when you think back, right, you try to take all those mental mind shots because it's a fleeting memory. You know that, oh, this is my last year, or this is my last day at high school and things like that. Let me take it all in. Let me remember. For me, I remember a lot about my life and my childhood. I had a great and blessed childhood. But things like that I really wanted to remember, I don't. I couldn't tell you where my fucking locker was. I don't remember how to get around that school. Like, it was just, you're there 3 years, in and out. It meant a lot. Your hometown pride is real. It's great.
Yeah,
it's
but
fun.
then again,
it's
you know
great
why?
memories. But, I do not remember that shit at all.
You just said something that could be the factor for anyone listening. How long were you there? I was there 6 years.
I was there for 3 years.
I was there 6 years. My junior high school and my high school were in the same building. So for me, it's
small.
No, but I'm saying for me,
maybe smaller town.
For me, peculiar. For me, normal. For other people, peculiar. My seventh graders and seniors were in the same.
No, we had junior high for that. I went to Kwame Middle School. Kwame! So that's my Throwback Thursday thought to you. How much do you actually remember? You wanted to remember.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the size of the school, how long you... All these little factors do play a part.
You know what? If you told me, put on your thinking cap and really, if let's say money was on the line and you're like, write it down now. I could probably tell you all the teachers I had for different subjects too.
Yeah, but remember the advantages kids today have. Pictures of everything. We have pictures.
That's true.
And no ways of recalling anything. You know what we relied on? The shitty fucking yearbook committee to, remind us at the end of the year, and you're barely in one picture. You don't have any of those memories. You had none. We're old school.
I think back and
I have this funny thought all the time. I'm like, I'm not even sure girls I went to high school had ass cheeks. But if I went to school today, I'd have pictures to prove that they did.
Yeah, you know what? I think I remember more than the average person. Maybe because I have fond memories of those times, and I maybe because I also still talk to a lot of those people that we will. Over the years, if we kept bringing it up,
The memories
It never
I'm talking
goes
about,
away.
Like the layouts, though. You know, like those things. Like,
I went back to my
remember.
elementary school maybe a decade ago.
Yeah.
And as you would probably imagine, it just seems so much smaller than you remember it.
Yeah, of
I
course.
was like, yo, this building is like,
It's like your front lawn growing up.
yeah,
like
like I
patch
was
of
like,
grass.
I was like, how did we play tackle football on my front lawn? It's 10 feet by 10 feet. Like, how the fuck did we play? Like, where were we playing? One play over and over? Hold on, I'll show you guys a picture. Someone said they picture me with a mullet. I'm going to send you guys
Yeah, skullet.
Spot. I'm going to send
I
you
don't
a
even know what
picture
that is, but
that demonstrates the
Skullhead,
amazing hair
skullet.
I had.
You mean a young Mel Gibson? Send it over.
yeah, send that bad boy. All right. So anyway, just based on the high school reminiscing, my Union 1994 Hog Off T-shirt, half Chub Division champion. Wanted to throw it back a little bit.
You ever look at your phone and what pictures are next to each other? You're like, how is this the layout? I have a picture of me as a kid, a picture of Sarah's ass, a picture of Guy Fieri, and a picture of Neil Diamond. Like, that's like, you ever go through your phone and be like, what the fuck is the rhyme or reason?
Probably the last four things you jerked off to. Lonnie 3000 says, was at his old high school last year, still remembered where his old locker was. Like, to me, that's pretty fucking
come back to you.
amazing.
If you
No,
went
it
to-
would not. I know it.
Then again, you are brain dead. You still
I would not know it. I
You-
wouldn't even have a clue. I try to think about things like, what was my college dorm room number? I'm like, I don't even remember my last apartment fucking room house number sometimes. So anyway,
not the house number, but if I told you, Covino,
yeah,
go to Montclair State and go to like the main campus building where most of your class, you wouldn't know how to get to like the buildings. Like, you wouldn't still know where things are.
I actually think I would, because that was such a
Spot.
an
If
odd
I
4-year
mean,
run.
again, every high school is going to be different, but did you feel, Spot, as though your high school had like, all right, the first floor, that whole wing, that's social studies, and the third floor is where all the math rooms are. Like, did you had areas of your high school, right?
Yeah, it's all going to be different for everybody.
No, like,
It was kind of all over the place.
and
really,
for me,
like,
it was
so
like
we had sections. That's why I'd be like,
Nah,
oh,
man.
like,
I
It was
graduated.
almost-
How many people did you graduate with?
250.
250, and you went for 6 years. I graduated with almost 600 kids, like 550 something, and
feel like
we were there 3 years only.
It was more
Spot.
based on class. So your year. I feel like a lot of my classes, my freshman year, were in one area, and a lot were in another area. So you weren't like hauling ass all over the school, which seemed like it was long, but it really wasn't.
Well, my last question of the day, based on that, we'll read your feedback, guys. Appreciate it. 412-267-7469.
I might have to airdrop this to you, Spot. I fucking can never send things to the group.
Just send it to individually. Sometimes that works better.
I have a quick story that's been like all over my personal news feed, and I think it's already like a done deal, but not. And I'm just sharing it real quick, briefly. Union, my hometown, right? Ray Liotta, Artie Lang,
Steve Covino,
Robert Wool, Joe Collins, former Yankee, Steve, the motherfucker Covino,
Yeah, heard about that guy.
Artie motherfucking Lang, Union, New Jersey. Old school, hardcore football town that is on its come up again. Union was a really super, like, odd, prideful town. Had its downtime, and now it's on its like come up of rebuilding to be like a Hoboken of sorts, Rich, like a melting pot sort of metropolis.
Oh, nice.
I don't know the proper term to describe that.
Say it again.
Like a, how would you describe that?
Say it again.
It's like a big giant melting pot right now. They're really pushing a city. Like gentrification is the word.
yeah,
that you
yeah,
all-
that's what you're looking
that's a
for.
good word. Yeah,
That's the word. That's
a
the
good
word
one.
I'm looking for.
Yeah, they're trying to make it
And they're
improve.
not only trying to
Gentrification
doing. Like it's a
takes a long
changing town
time.
that I live in,
Takes a long time.
and my parents still live there. So anyway, Union, class of '94, Union wants to take back a forfeited football semifinal, and all the superintendents are way involved here. Here's what's happening. Spot, I sent you the article. Union School Superintendent Scott Taylor proclaims that he will move mountains to get Union's playoff game rescheduled. Union, New Jersey, who, like, they're not that great, but they're in the semifinals of a North 2 Group 5 sectional championship, ranked number 17 in New Jersey. They're 9-1. In the top 20, they're ranked number 17. Had a big-time playoff game against a town called Eastside. Now, when I was a kid...
Eastside. We all know Eastside.
Eastside. We would fucking eat them for breakfast.
Eastside.
Yeah. They suck, though.
Eastside is from... Yeah, Lean on Me, the
Lean
movie.
On Me.
Eastside High School.
Eastside High School.
Patterson, New Jersey.
Patterson, New Jersey. We would play them, right? And they were all these, they would come out and beat super athletic black kids, but they were terribly coached.
They beat you with baseball bats.
But we would whoop their asses. Like we would fucking destroy teams like Eastside. Now, Union is competing with teams like Eastside. But the long story short is, and again, this is a local fucking drama and dilemma. They kiboshed the playoff, Rich, because several of the players in Union had COVID. And people are like, this is ridiculous, and we've heard this on a professional level, college level, but like at this stage of the game, I'm just asking you, is it just to let them fucking play? Like you're not going to avoid it. Or
it's hard, I guess,
and then it became a thing. Like it's a big story on a local level, especially for me, you get all the fucking local feedback on your Facebook timeline and people want you to sign petitions, but they got thousands of people trying to sign this petition to get this game going for the kids because they deserve it and it's unfair and fucking COVID's not going anywhere. And like I said, now the superintendent this is I guess probably the most interesting part of the story, and we'll move on. He says, sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you're right, but you have to look at the information and make a decision. He made a decision to cancel the game, but now he wants to pull a reversal and get this game going. But everyone's saying it's too late. It's fucking done. So, this is another story, but this time it hit my local level. And I'm just wondering, Rich, I don't know if he's playing fucking Candy Crush or what.
I'm trying to send Spot a picture. I'm listening to you 100%.
I'm wondering, like, at this stage of the game, the question is, do you just let these fucking kids play because 4 kids had COVID? Like, move on already with this shit.
I think
it's been going on for so long.
I think you reschedule. I think everything's going to have an asterisk next to it if you play this way. So Union's the best team. They can't play because a couple kids got the vid. Let the kids recover. Test them in a week or so. Where's the urgency? You're not selling tickets on Ticketmaster or at a stadium for a game. It's a high school championship. You could postpone shit like that a week or so.
And what's funny about it is, like I said, the superintendents of I don't know, the Grand Poobah said, no, it's done. It got so much traction and backlash, and these kids were so adamant. I'm actually impressed that the kids want to play that bad. They made such a stink about it that they're trying to make it happen. And, I just bring this story up because it's amazing to me how, there's so much going on in the world, right?
Yeah.
And it all sucks for the most part. But this local little story in my circle of people I grew up with and everything becomes such a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
NewJersey.com and tap into it.
The patch.
Union. All the fucking kids you grew up with are like, let them play. This little local story becomes this big fucking thing. And just wanted to share that with you.
Well,
like that shit is still going on.
I don't know. I'm so torn on the COVID shit because I'm like, are we just going to live in
I think it was like 4 kids or something tested positive. They're like, yep, I guess we're not having our fucking semi-final.
There's got to be a way around it
2 years later.
Is this why you're wearing your Union Hog-Off shirt today?
No, it's a throwback
in support.
Thursday.
No, in support.
Oh, in support.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Let the kids play. Let them play, man.
Yo, let the farmers tend their crop.
Let them play.
Today's shirt, the theme is things that got fucked. Union and now or never.
No, but you know what's funny, dude, Rich?
The things you've gotten while being fucked.
My personal observations are, it seems as so many people care about this. Not you, obviously, listening. I'm just sharing a local story with you.
What do you mean? You.
But I do not give a fuck. I'm like, it's high school sports.
I didn't go to Union.
Who cares? I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, but that's all that matters to them at that point.
And then,
it's like when my daughter cries about a little toy. I'm like, fucking Emmy, relax. And Sarah reminds me, like, she's 4. In her mind, that's very important.
In the whole
in a high school kid's mind,
all the parents, all the faculty,
you were
the coaches.
You would have been distraught and destroyed if you worked hard all football season to not be able to play in your championship in high school.
That's true.
Rich would feel that way if he couldn't play in his softball championship now.
Yeah, don't
take
joy away from kids. They've already been. There's got to be a way to
in other words, I'll
reschedule
be
tests.
honest. I'll be honest.
What kind of example
I
are you
didn't
setting,
really
though?
care that much. People are like, Steve, you got to spread the word about it. Let them play. Have people sign a petition. You have influence. And I'm like, I don't care about that shit.
It's like the storyline.
I'm sorry. I mean, I do. I'm sorry.
It's like the storyline when the star quarterback fails his test or his midterm and his grade isn't up to snuff. And they're like, let him play. Let him play. It's like, no, he didn't make the grade. So what kind of example are you setting if you let the star quarterback who's failing English not or go on and play and not abide by the rules that everyone else has to abide by?
I know what you're saying, Spot.
So if the rules are rules, Aaron Rodgers.
In their mind,
People
that's the biggest thing.
People are saying that the superintendent or like I said, the guy, whoever fucking made his grand decision, has to stand by their decision, and it's done. Season done.
What if the
there's a
let
lot
me
of
ask this.
controversy there.
What if the theater company was about to put on their year-end play and they worked all semester for it and they got all these props and everything?
Let them play.
Would you let them perform?
Let them perform. Let them perform.
Would you? Or is it?
Dude, hey, I don't
So
know.
do we just live in a world now, Spot, where COVID disrupts everything?
What's that a Saved by the Bell episode?
Permanently?
But that's why I also bring it up, Rich. I don't expect people to care about my local hometown fucking. I sent you the link spot, story. But
I put it up. It was
Aren't we past that?
Yeah, but
by
like
now?
moving forward, don't you feel like it's just a matter of managing these things?
That's
not
what
a
you would
matter
think.
of canceling things, like managing things. Because the reality is, we're seeing it. It's come and gone through our circle now. Look at every sports team. Look at every township, every school. I think now we're at the point now. I don't know about you personally, but I'm at the point now by far that way more than half the people I know have had COVID.
We can get it
Like
again.
high school,
you know that, right?
college, but not for a long time.
I mean, once 6 months? Sweet.
Yeah, so you fucking
every 6 months.
You can lick toilets for 6 months.
Every 6 months.
The thing is, guys, we understood
you know what I'm saying.
the cancellation of all these games and the college schedules. I mean, we were on a scramble, right, when it first started to happen. Like, what else could you do? What were the options? Games had to be canceled. Fans were not allowed. All that shit. We're like 2 years into that shit, and they're canceling these games. And if it's happening on this, this level, I'm sure it's happening in other places around the country.
Yeah.
And just sharing the story. That's all.
So
Throwback Thursday. That's my hometown gossip.
It's a little wild because I think someone said
hometown gossip.
Someone said, imagine if we treated things like this for the flu. I mean, this is more intense than the flu, but nonetheless, are we permanently moving forward going to be like? Someone brought up the best point.
You can't compare COVID to the say you can't compare COVID to the flu and then compare COVID to the flu. I can't have both away. I can't have it both ways.
I'm reading the feedback, Spot.
Andrew
said,
I'm not saying it to you. I'm just saying it in general.
No, Andrew said, think if we acted like this for the flu. And I said, it's more extreme than the flu.
I'm thinking of Bill too. Bill Jackson goes, no backsies, no back. So the other funny nugget to the story is the guy said the game's canceled, forfeit. Move on. Sorry, you guys, you had great potential, but what are we going to do? And now he's trying to take it back, and people won't let him.
That's just ridiculous.
That's the other funny part about it.
I'm just saying it's is this a point-minute thing? I forgot what I was going to say, Spot. You interrupted my point.
I'm sorry.
I forgot. I had a
That's
point.
the question.
No, he interrupted you.
No, I know, but
it's all right.
Yeah, well,
sure.
It'll come to you.
No, it'll come to it. I was saying how if we treated it like the flu, I wasn't saying that. I was reading the feedback, and then
shoo. So
yeah, I don't know. I just before all of this, people would. Do you remember how like people would go to work or different places like under the weather or sick? That might be one of the biggest long-term effects COVID has. COVID could come and go. Like in a year from now, COVID could be done and somehow washed out of society.
My favorite gas station.
But moving forward, the whole concept of like going to work sick
is like
done.
Yeah.
Like it used to be
disrespectful.
Like you used to be
Get outta
considered
here.
like almost a little bit of like a hard worker. Like, yo, he even came to work sick. Like, yo,
Like a Michael Jordan's flu game?
Yeah, he's in it to win it.
How selfish.
Imagine if Aaron Rodgers played, it was like, yo, it's Rodgers' fucking COVID game.
Yeah, but
Like
it also speaks to how the generation's rethinking like their commitment to work.
No, but Spot, I'm saying like we all were considered like fucking tough or in it to win it if you went to work sick. Now if you go to work sick, you're considered like a fucking shithead.
Yes, it's disrespectful.
But back
Selfish.
in the day, I'm saying
It's
that's something that, you know how like smoking,
not necessary.
You know how smoking went from like cool to who the fuck smokes like that?
Yeah.
We went from going to work sick, went from hard worker, in it to win it,
And
to
it makes common
inconsiderate
sense.
asshole like that.
It's like, I don't want your fucking germs. Stay home.
Yeah.
Kimberly Giles says, COVID isn't going anywhere. Let's get on with our lives. Let's stop the foolishness.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean let's stop
Taking
living
care of people.
safely. And yeah, but let them play. The end.
Yeah, I don't think there's really no right answers. That's the problem. There's really no, if there was a template of like, here's a book of how we should handle everything COVID related, then we'd all be on the same page. But for every topic you bring up, right? For every topic you bring up regarding COVID, Spot, there's going to be a reasonable argument on each side. You could say there's not, but for instance, schools. My kid's in school, your kid's in school. The kids aren't vaccinated, so you're already, like that right there is major risk number one. So it's like your kid's in school running around talking to other kids, touching other kids, doing everything, no masks.
Your kid's holding hands.
Yeah, my daughter's fucking holding hands with a boy.
Little fucking Vatos.
Little Vato. Oh, by the way, I came yesterday to school to pick her up. She's fucking chilling, sitting in the grass with Adrian, her new boyfriend. I go, yo, Emmy, what are you guys doing? She goes, just chilling, Dad. I'm like,
maybe
chilling.
he's Persian.
So, yeah, kids are playing with other kids. And again, then you go somewhere else and it's like, where's your vax card? I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying inconsistent as always. So you could argue about this shit all day.
I don't think Covino would have been in the hospital for a week with the flu.
Yeah, no.
No,
I'm still
Spot agreed.
or
I'm
have
not,
the trumpet farts.
I've never debated the severity of it and his trumpet farts. I'm just saying, you go to, like we went to a restaurant yesterday with our buddy Sean Wyman, super agent. You go inside, no one's sitting down eating is wearing a mask, but for that 30 seconds you order, you got to wear a mask. Just saying it's silly, right? And we've talked about this for years. None of our kids are in school vaccinated and they're all running around playing with each other without masks.
Gross.
Yet
Kids are a little
but I'm saying, yet you go somewhere else and
incubators.
Move on.
Yeah.
I don't want to focus on it. It's just
but
a
you
story.
get what I'm saying? It's just it's been inconsistent forever, and the result is you'll eventually get it, and when you do get it, you'll have trumpet farts.
I think you let them play. You move on with your life, but at the same time, I'm not downplaying how serious it is. I mean, I'm still dealing with this shit.
No one wants to get it.
Well,
no one wants to be.
You can't let them interact because they're sick. You can't. They're positive. You can't let them interact.
But
yeah, you don't let the kids who were sick play.
But he's saying
there's a
whole other team. There's
a whole
50 other guys.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing.
You cancel it
They
because
canceled the game. If I'm not making that clear, like 4 kids got COVID or whatever. They canceled the semifinal.
Like most of the team.
No, Spot.
You continue on.
It would have been like if the Packers had to forfeit their game because Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers and a few guys had COVID.
Right.
They didn't forfeit the game. Those guys just can't play.
That's the story. If I didn't make that clear, please
in
understand.
high schools across the country, I saw one of our listeners was so bent about this when it was the Little League World Series time because same thing happened there where there was a team that had a couple kids that were sick and they made that team forfeit. It's like, yeah, but there's still all these other kids that are not positive. So
that's the story, guys.
And listen, you look at stadiums around the country, 50,000 people all fucking drinking, screaming, yelling, spitting, no masks. Yet you go to CVS and if you don't wear a mask or show your Vax card, you're, it's fucking wild. That's all. I'm not.
All right. Now I have a dumb question for you.
All right,
Okay.
go ahead.
That's just, again, Throwback Thursday, high school.
I got fun dumb things.
All right, let's do it.
That was the most serious thing we talked about. But I'm not for or against, or I really don't have a harsh stance on COVID or anything. But I think we could all agree the messaging from day one till now is still inconsistent.
100%.
Your daughter's not vaxxed.
But that's what's shocking.
She's in
to me.
school.
That's
my
what's
daughter's not vaxxed.
shocking.
Yeah, my daughter's not vaxxed.
So much time has passed.
She's running around in school. You go to a stadium. You sit next to strangers screaming. A concert screaming. No masks. You wait in line to make an order, you have to wear a mask. But then once you order, you can take your mask. It's everything about it wild. That's all. No political controversy. Just saying that it's fucking weird. That's all.
That's the update.
The update.
Next.
All right. We played Planes, Trains, and Automobiles to start the show, right?
Shout out to Edie McClurg.
Whatever that, I agree, NW, let me read this, because whatever that Pfizer drug, which they're saying is basically the Tamiflu equivalent, should ease society back to normal. I agree. When they get that at home, like, yo, you have symptoms? Fucking take this. Let's say it's like the Theraflu equivalent. Like,
Tamiflu.
That would be fucking great.
Focus.
I hate that it's become politicized. Agreed. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I saw Donnie Pompidou put this on social media this morning, and
he looks good. You know why? Because he looked like he was 60 when he was 20.
Yeah, that's what it is.
yeah, Donnie Pompidou's a handsome guy. You're right.
He had a great pompadour.
He's gonna
when I
look,
met him.
he looked like an old guy's whole life.
Yeah.
He's a handsome fella. So he posted something that I coincidentally said this morning on Sirius XM. So either dumb minds think alike, or I don't know.
Yes.
I'll go with that.
I said, is there another good Thanksgiving movie other than Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? And perhaps they thought
March of the Wooden Soldiers.
Pieces of April.
Babes in Toyland.
And
Best.
yeah, but those are things like your mom and my
That shit
grandmother
is
liked.
fucking. I back that up.
I'm sorry, Babes in Toyland. You think
It's
anyone's
March
fucking
of the Wooden Soldiers? That shit gets you fired up for Christmas,
bro?
Do they celebrate Thanksgiving in
Laurel and
St.
Hardy.
Louis?
Bro,
dude, Laurel and Hardy's March of the Wooden Soldiers is. I'm sure my mom will vouch, but that's not why I like that shit.
Bro,
Great
you're so
movie,
wrong.
bro.
Crazy.
Barnaby and fucking Tom. Tom was a little
Oh,
bitch.
Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
Charlie Brown
That's a special
Thanksgiving.
spot. That's not a movie. Like,
butt trumpets, bro. They're real. I'm playing first chair butt trumpet, man.
you are first chair.
First chair butt trumpet. Sorry, guys. It's part of the process. Part of the healing, I guess. I told you. I'm not trying to be gross. I'm trying to, I'm trying to recover.
Hearing it firsthand just makes it so much better.
I'm so sorry, man. And
Hey, listen. Listen. I can't blame you. Yo, it's part of the COVID recovery. Trumpet farts.
But no one talked about that.
Some people.
If I heard it in my headphones or in real life.
But hold on. Let me look at the CDC website.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no. Some will lose taste and smell. Some will have heavy breathing. Some will have trumpet ass farts. Yeah, it's normal. It's right here.
100% being legit with you guys. I don't know why this is part of
your recovery.
My recovery, man. It's really bad.
Let's see.
It messed with my digestive system really bad.
And I say the Thanksgiving movie thing, not because I'm in some dire need of it. It just, I wonder if they did the research and movie companies are like, fuck it. Everyone's already going to be in the Christmas mood.
Oh
Fuck
my
it.
God.
Because the reality.
Oh my God.
The reality is, you could say Babes in Toyland.
1934. I'm not a fucking classic movie buff.
Yeah.
I'm not getting on like an Hortensia Covino rant. Okay,
Please do.
She
Please
makes
do.
me roll my eyes with her fucking
please
time
do.
warp. Her old school American movie classics. 1934. Laurel and Hardy. It's like a Babes in Toyland. March of the Wooden Soldiers. The Bogeyman and the Bogeyman are fucking great. 100% on Rotten Potatoes. 100%, and you're gonna downplay.
Your mom voted
It's a
100%.
great fucking movie. My mom.
Your mom's
great.
One person voted
It's
your
the
mom.
lead into Christmas time. I
I'm
love it.
just
I'm not a
saying-
big Laurel and Hardy
I'm just saying,
fan.
there's a ton of Christmas movies you could argue. Wonderful
But you
Life.
never saw it.
Vacation, Love Actually, Scrooge. I mean, we've gone over these a million times. Those are all Christmas movies. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. All right, let me rephrase then, Covino. Modern day. And when I say modern day,
But that's just a classic.
and this is not a things don't matter before we were born conversation, but let's just pick 1980 as a round number because that was like roughly 40 years ago.
Cold?
In our lifetime, young teenagers, kids, adults, has there been a Thanksgiving movie other than Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? And if not, it's probably because society has convinced themselves, or maybe movie companies like, they don't give a fuck about Thanksgiving. Christmas hits.
But you're right. I think that's the answer. Like, I was talking to my family today, and my sister Jen was like, Thanksgiving is the most boring holiday.
I love Thanksgiving.
And, you know,
It's good
but that's
cooking, good eating.
It's the culinary Super
But
Bowl.
it is. Marketing-wise, it's the most boring.
Speaking of Super Bowl spot, I think people associate Thanksgiving with eating and football and just like getting together with your family. I don't think
Parade.
movies or music or anything. You got the fucking Adam Sandler turkey song and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles for a
There's
reason.
no fucking characters and
Yeah.
jingles and fun involved in that.
and-
I mean, as an adult, getting together, family being
course.
thankful, nice little feast. Like, that's all great.
What
The
do
roast
you-
beast.
What do you consider a Thanksgiving
But-
movie? Does it have to solely take place on Thanksgiving,
Well,
or can
Spot,
it feature a
I mean, there's-
Thanksgiving Day scene?
There's
Spot,
lists.
you said something recently off the air that I thought was a good point, which was Love Actually is a great movie to kick off the holiday season because
Movie
Love
sucks,
I know
dude.
you hate it. That's not the debate though.
Okay.
The day after
Lo-
Thanksgiving.
The movie Love Actually starts like the first little screen is like right after Thanksgiving.
It's
It-
5
a
weeks to Christmas,
Yeah,
yeah.
5 weeks to Christmas. So that might be the one to kick off the holiday season. But other than the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and Babes in Toyland and some old shit from 100 years ago, which, by the way, it is almost 100 years old, which is wild. Thanksgiving's just like the eating and football holiday. No one seems to want to pop culture it up with movies or TV shows or anything.
You get up. Here's how your day goes. You get up. You set the
And
turkey.
nothing gets me down.
You throw the turkey in the oven.
Yep.
Because apparently, in my mind, it's like in the oven from like 6 a.m. And
Your roast, or if you fry, don't burn down your house.
Don't burn it in your house. And then you throw on the parade. And you watch the parade. Once Santa comes out, then you start prepping everything else.
Once Santa comes out, football starts spot, so you got to start.
No.
Then you navigate towards football.
And then everyone starts coming over. And then you eat around 2 or 3 o'clock. And that's your day. I can hear your phone.
Here's a quick
and
list.
your farts.
Grumpy Old Men, 1993, number
Great film.
15. Okay.
Thanksgiving?
Did you know that Anne Margaret in that movie was supposed to be like 40 years old?
Quintessential Thanksgiving factor, Grumpy Old Men. Not everyone grows up, and it becomes increasingly apparent the more friends and family are around the dinner table, blah, 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 blah. All right. So number 14, Tower Heist with Eddie Murphy, 2011.
Tower Heist, the heist takes place on Thanksgiving Day in New York with the parade.
Paul Blart Mall Cop, number 13, 2009. Friendsgiving, 2020 at number 12. Number 11, The Ice Storm with Tobey Maguire, 97. Autumn in New York at number 10.
Sorry. I did that thing where I couldn't stop.
What's Cooking, number 9. Number 8, Garfield's Thanksgiving from 1989. Number 7, Addams Family Values is considered a Thanksgiving movie.
I can see
from
that.
1993. Home for the Holidays.
Yeah, they do the
reenactment.
The Thanksgiving play.
Yeah.
In at number 6 on this list, I'll give him credit in a minute, 1995. Number 5, Pieces of April from 2003.
That's where
with the young Katie Holmes.
Young Katie Holmes. Her family's, she's like a young, crazy
these are
chick.
all boring ass movies.
And
bro.
she invites her.
Mike, that's what
she's
I'm
like,
saying.
I'm going to
You
prep
know,
Thanksgiving for my family, and it's just a comedy of errors.
I think, Rich, your mom who's into Hallmark movies
Yeah.
with Mario Lopez.
Yeah.
Maybe Hallmark needs to do more Thanksgiving movies.
I'm into Hallmark movies. By the way, just so you know, I really do think, I'm sure they've done the research, but if you told me right now,
There's no market for this.
but if you told me right now, hey, they're doing I don't know, Seth Rogen stoner Thanksgiving type of comedy with Danny McBride or something, you don't think there's a little pocket where it could be ooh, we could use a Thanksgiving movie?
Yeah, I do.
Hey, by the way, you see who's
but the thinking, your question is simple. It's like Thanksgiving's a family holiday that's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Why make movies?
You know
about
what
it?
you do? You watch, I think Friends does this, maybe a couple other series. You watch every Thanksgiving episode in a row.
There's
and
great
that's
there's a
movie.
great How I Met Your Mother Thanksgiving episode, a great Friends Thanksgiving
Slapsgiving.
episode. Slapsgiving, but I think there's a little window for
There is.
the
I won't deny that.
I mean, who would be the younger star? Because Seth Rogen's not that young anymore. Is there who's making the rated R comedies? Because the good Christmas ones are T.J. Miller, Office Christmas Party, Night Before with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and
There's always
Seth
someone
Rogen.
on their come up.
Yeah, so the next young comedian on their come up should make a rated R Thanksgiving family mishap comedy. That shit would work.
One True Thing at number 4, 1998. Number 3, A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving from 1973. Number 2, You've Got Mail, 1998. Tom Hanks with what's a nice Thanksgiving soup spot?
Is
there a butternut pumpkin
squash bisque, a pumpkin bisque.
And number 1, The Big Chill, 1983, according to Town and Country Magazine's top 15 Thanksgiving movies to prep for your holiday season. Here's what to queue up for your turkey binge. Thank you.
And by the way, on Thanksgiving, just to give you guys, I know it's a week away, but
Thanksgiving.
Make sure you have your turkey in the fridge thawing out by Sunday.
I miss good cheesy rated R movies. Preston, there's a good one that I watched when it came out, and Sarah and I know it's so early because it's only November, but Sarah and I watched it a week ago or so. Office Christmas Party with T.J. Miller, Jennifer Aniston. That movie is fucking great. Covino, not good. Great. It's fucking hilarious. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
So
I'm
good.
just reading Patrick Grossroad's feedback. Son-in-law with the Weasel. Pauly Shore. Hey, what's up, Mario Lopez? We used to have him on back in the day, Throwback Thursday.
Yeah. By the way,
Pauly Shore, but Is Son-in-Law? I love Son-in-Law.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Is that Buff in the Wood?
Buff in the Wood.
Buff in the Wood. Wheeze. If that's a Thanksgiving movie, throw it on the list. All right, thank you guys.
By the way, Thursday, you got 3 Thanksgiving football games. 2 of the 3.
You're way ahead of schedule. We haven't even got to the Pats Falcons tonight.
Yeah, I don't think anyone cares about that.
Pats. You're a week ahead of schedule.
Pats are hot right now.
Pats.
Okay.
But you talk about Thanksgiving, so I'm just saying, here's the game. Here's the games.
Want to hear the Thanksgiving song?
The first one's lame. Bears stink, and they're playing the Lions, who stink even worse. So that's the one where you could.
I've been to the zoo.
Yeah, Bears and Lions are like, no thanks. A decent midday game. Raiders at Cowboys, 2 good teams. And I think the best game is at night. Bills at Saints.
There you go.
So you got some good Thursday.
Getting you fired up for the roast beast.
Thanksgiving meals.
Getting you fired up.
And
fired
if you're a parade watcher, which out here on the West Coast, it's sort of lame because you're watching the replay of a parade, but I get it. You know who the new big float is this year that everyone's excited about?
No, but I'm dying to know.
Take a guess.
Okay. Give me a hint. Cartoon?
Didn't Baby Yoda debut last year?
Yeah,
Grogu.
Oh, I thought Baby Yoda was this year. Or last year, I mean.
I'm pretty sure I read that Grogu is the float
Rich is
that
going to have to recut all his Pop 2K breaks.
Grogu is the big float that everyone's talking about. So maybe it was last year, but I feel like last year was COVID. So did they not have a parade last year? Wasn't it like a shortened, not real parade, right?
No, they had. I'm pretty sure they had a parade.
Full parade last year? Grogu.
Oh no, Grogu. Yeah, Grogu takes its test flight. Maybe they were gonna do it last year.
I think last year they condensed everything because of COVID. But
I'm all horned up about that one.
Oh, it's so cute. Oh, he's so cute.
I mean, we actually have the sound.
Yeah, I know. He's just. Is there a picture of the Grogu?
My thing is all off today.
Grogu. Goo. All right. Well,
hey,
I have a few other stupid questions for you.
Oh, there it is. By the way, let me just finish the one Thanksgiving thing, and then you could get in your questions.
Look at him.
Keep your pants on, trumpet ass boy.
Look at him. Look at how cute he is. His little ears. Oh, it's in Queens. His little ears and his face.
Man, all fired up about Grogu.
I'm just saying.
Floating around. Let me see his face. Where's his face? Show his face.
Come on. There it is. That's the big.
Oh, and he's chasing the little thing.
That's the big float that everyone's talking about. Yeah, he's chasing the little thing.
Oh, he's so cute.
You lived in New York your whole life until the last decade, Covino.
I would say
old
I lived
Yoda, though.
On the East Coast.
Yeah, New York, New Jersey guy. And by the way, you ever have one of those coincidences spot where you're talking to a stranger and they're exactly from like where you're from?
Yes.
I met some older dude the other day that we started just chit-chatting. And the older guy's like, hey, where you from? You sound like you're not from here. Hey, I'm from New York. Where from? What you mean, see? Long Island. Yeah, where from? Franklin Square. Get the fuck out of here. I met some guy who was 70 years old. Grew up in Franklin Square, went to Cary High School.
Did he also love anus bagels?
Moved to LA when he was like in his 30s. He's like, yeah, I moved out here in 1980. So it was just, I felt like...
maybe he was you in the future.
I hope.
Went to your high school?
Wait. He went to my high school, elementary school.
That's what?
And
that's pretty
moved out to LA.
Coincidental. That's a coincidence.
Lives in the valley. And he's like, oh, that's crazy, man. I got kids your age. He's like, what a coincidence, man, right?
They've both been dancing all this time.
Dad?
What a coincidence.
Is it your dad?
So it was his name was Bruce.
I mean, that's a random.
Yeah, that was weird
coincidence.
But you lived in New York, New Jersey most of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Are there things that you're thinking, maybe I should have done while I lived there? Like, I have friends that go to the Thanksgiving parade and have actually like held the ropes or signed up or tried to figure a way to do that. Or the one year, our buddy Seabrink, who's a New York City cop. What's up, Chris? He escorted me to the middle of Times Square for the ball drop on New Year's Eve. One of the nicest things anyone's ever done for me. He met me at my apartment in Midtown. He's like, yo, just come with me. So Sarah and I got to go to the middle of Times Square for New Year's Eve, not have to wait with everyone else. Is there something that you feel like, I should have done that, or no interest? Like when people are like, yeah, I went to the parade. No?
I mean, I'm not like against it or anti-parade or ball drop, but I don't really care about never attending those events.
The parade, I never really care. But there's a lot of people that seem like that's like a tradition and they have fun with it.
I've got my own memories of those events. Like I was running through Times Square, getting to work during the ball drop and shit like that. So it's like I've seen it. Like I have great memories of me running like Tom Cruise fucking Vanilla Sky on empty streets perpendicular to the action. So here I am running down empty streets trying to make it to work on time because I was battling traffic. And then I look to the right and you see all the fucking, all the people partying for New Year's.
It's crazy.
Like, I have many of those memories. I've seen it, but
a lot of people
I never participated. I don't have any regrets of that.
A lot of people are hitting us up saying that coincidence of the guy that I met.
Yes, that's crazy.
People are saying like they've had those scenarios. Like someone hit us up saying
they met. I think it was Rich. It was Biff. Rich as Biff in the future.
Yeah, Kyle said he met his dad's boss in Florida. Like just met a random guy, started talking to him, and the conversation led to wait, like my dad? Like
yeah, that's weird.
Those because usually a lot of times
Rich met some random guy in a parking lot at a softball field.
Yeah,
70 years old from his hometown. Who went to your grammar school and high school?
He was hanging out. It's
like a little town.
There's a lot of old guys in the valley that are like our parents' age, like 60 or 70, that hang out by the softball fields because they used to play and they they shoot the shit. It's just like they're male bonding, I guess, right? And on the way back to the parking lot, his car was parked next to mine. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, you played good tonight. Hey, what's your name? Rich. What's your name? Bruce.
Hey, you some sort of an all-star?
You that's cool, man. You live with your family out here? Yeah. Where you from? New York. And turns into lived 2 blocks from where I grew up. Went to my high school. Went to my elementary school. Moved out to LA when he was in his 30s. I was like, yeah, it's fucking wild, man. And then he happened to know one of our. He's like, who my best friend? What do you do for a living? I work at Sirius XM. I do a podcast. I work for Fox. One of my best friends works at Sirius XM. Who?
You guys are soulmates.
Randy Gordon, the commissioner of the boxing thing. I'm like, he goes, yeah, it's my childhood best friend. I go,
Fight
get the
Nation's
fuck out of
Randy
here.
Gordon?
Yeah, I was like,
Ring Magazine boxing commissioner?
So it's just like
Randy Gordon's
super
a
small
legend.
world shit, man.
That's
and
great.
I know that people have had that spot. How many times have someone said, oh, I have a friend that went to Maryland, and you're like, all right, the long shot, thousands of people go, and they're like, and they name someone you're like, yo, that's fucking weird. Because 9 out of 10 times, someone will name someone that went to your college, and you're like, yeah, go ahead, let's hear a name that I'm not going to know.
Right.
On that rare occasion, when it's pretty wild.
We worked with a guy when I used to work at a company.
Yeah.
That was from my hometown. And he was just like, oh yeah, I'm from, we were talking. He's like, I'm from Scottsbluff. I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. I'm like, no one, I know no one from that town.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Outside of that town. When
you meet someone random like that, it's always sort of a cool feeling. Like, oh, that's so weird, dude. So, all right, I digress. Moving along. Coincidences. Go on, Steven.
Just random thoughts. Random Throwback Thursday, which is the beauty of our show, guys, because if you look at the news is weak sausage. Weekies. It's like everybody eats Weekies for breakfast. The news is like serious, and it's, that's the beauty of what we do. I hope you appreciate that. I do. Gives us dumb shit to focus on. Like, here's a question for you.
Like your cheese fart, like your trumpet farts?
No, holiday season's approaching. You're talking about it. My kid's like, Dad, is it wrong to still make a list? I'm like, you make a list all you want. Do whatever you want. Whatever makes you happy. Presents you got to order now.
Present.
Does she know?
Melody's 12.
Oh.
Yeah,
she knows too much.
Yeah, she knows.
Yeah.
Does she know?
Got to 10. I think that's a major victory in
Santa
today's
life.
world. Yeah, in Santa life.
Yeah.
Wrapping paper always ruins it. So thanks, Mom and Dad, for leaving the Santa wrapping paper out. Like, people get lazy as time goes on.
You sure you want to talk about something fun? You don't want to talk about the Rittenhouse trial or that guy Julius that they're trying to decide if he should be put to death? Or you want to talk about COVID? Or you sure you don't want to talk about the economy and inflation? No? You sure?
No.
Okay.
My news alerts are like everything but that.
I'm just saying.
Which is the purpose.
Yeah, I'm just proving the point that everything fucking sucks.
I know. So long story short, you're having these Christmas conversations, getting ready for Thanksgiving, all this stuff. I'm thinking about, I got to, make sure Melody's taken care of.
Yeah.
What's she going to get? She needs clothes. Kids like clothes. She's out of the toy stages. But anyway, I start thinking about things that I want. And I don't often do that, to be honest. Like, I really don't.
Yeah.
Like electronics and games. Like, what do I don't care. I don't want anything, right? I don't want to spend money. That's what, you know what I want? To not spend money on anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just want peaceful, happy tidings. That's it.
Good tidings to you.
That's all I want is good tidings. I want people to get along. I want peace and happiness and no one breaking my chops.
Can I throw you a challenge to see if you'll do it?
Sure.
From now until Christmas, anytime you say goodbye to someone, like at the store,
Good tidings to you.
Wish them good tidings.
Good tidings to you.
Wherever you are.
Good tidings to you.
Good tidings. My sister Dawn sent me an Advent tea calendar. Get me in the spirit.
Good tidings.
Anyway, so this when this started when I was sick, just started looking through a lot of stuff. I'll combine thoughts here. You know what I can't stop looking at, and I feel like I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Can't stop looking at
Asses.
No, all of these off-brand products on social media. I really appreciate them. I think they're dope. I love
off-brand meaning like
not designer brand that are becoming mainstream designer brands. I think they're really great, and I like them, and I want all of them. I like Built Basics. I really like them. I have them. I think they're good. I love Fresh Clean Tees. I like how they feel, and I love the colors, and I love the offerings. Cuts. Have you guys ever heard of the brand Cuts?
Yeah.
And their joggers, and their sweat jackets and their bombers and things like that. All of these offshoot brands that were like startups are blowing up, and I get ads for them constantly because I'm really intrigued by them.
Yeah.
It's not by accident. I like them. I like the look, and that makes me feel good too because I don't think I'm trying to like the look. I don't think I'm trying to look young. I actually like it. So like that whole athleisure sort of look that they're promoting with the
they're nice fitted t-shirts and joggers and jeans. I'm 100% with you.
Are you in on that shit though, the way I am? Like I want all of it.
I'm not in on it where I've purchased a few things like that, but I'm like 50-50 skeptical of is it gonna be like shit when it gets here? But all those t-shirts,
I am
whether
the
it's
ultimate sucker consumer interest guy that they're targeting.
what is
I
it?
get this shit all the time.
What's the other one? Not Fresh Clean Tees. There's another it'll make your dad bod look ripped t-shirt. What is it? Not Fresh Clean Tees. There's another one.
True Classics.
Like True Classics.
Yeah.
I've purchased some of those different brands.
And they're good.
And they're all pretty solid. All of them.
All pretty solid. And I'm
Fresh
intrigued
Clean
by a
Tees.
lot of them.
Yeah.
Fresh Clean Tees, code CR show.
Does it still work?
Yeah,
It still works out.
Yeah, it still works. But I mean, I'm not going to say it's the best.
Yeah,
I think
by
the
the
True
way-
Classic ones might be even better.
I'm not endorsing
Money out of your
anyone
pocket.
buy these. I'm just telling you, like, when I'm looking at shit I want, there's a lot of stuff that I want. It's a good feeling. Otherwise, you fucking, again, you're just the guy rocking the same shit for the next 20 years. That's boring, man.
When you talk about things you want like that, I'm all for this, and I know a lot of people are against it, Covino, but I like marketing and ads designed for me. Like some people are like, I don't like that they're listening and watching. I don't think anyone really loves the fact that people are listening and they're watching. They're listening, son. But you know what I'd rather? A guy t-shirt commercial than something that's irrelevant to me. Like I do realize that when I bring things up, the ads do come in. Like Sarah and I,
happened just yesterday.
We were recently-
I was getting ads for Shure headphones.
we were
all night.
recently we recently talked on this show about how I purchased a bunch of Ring doorbells and floodlights, and I may return some and get different ones. And then we were talking about like, well, there's off brands. There's the what's the Amazon one spot? Not Ring.
Blink.
The Amazon Blink. So the minute I brought up home security and cameras and floodlights, all my Facebook ads and everything are all like home security. And I'm like,
everything's synced. So
Yeah.
like you're using your Google, which is logged into your account, which is synced across your devices.
Yeah.
Which pulls up, sends all the information and data to all your. Yeah, it's crazy.
But it's amazing, guys.
Who
Look,
cares?
I'm getting to my
So I like
stupid thought.
Dildos. Who cares?
and by the way, you're the one that buys that stuff. It says Sal, but Sal, he's
Sal,
not
you're
because
fucking off.
They're
because this
it's
is
the way
shit-
people buy things now.
It's the way people buy shit. What we perceived as off brands that you didn't trust are the fucking brands now that they're talking about on Shark Tank and
You
shit.
got to read the comments.
The comments are crucial. Sarah tells me that is
sounds
the key.
wrong.
Like you read the comments and you say you look in the comments for quality, and if the product was actually delivered and how long it took.
Bro,
if it's a
these,
scam site-
these companies are making major impact. Major impact. Like I said, I do watch Shark Tank. I love it. I think this season sucks personally, but these are the brands that they're talking about. Like you remember those watches, those MVMT movement watches, like that you would see these ads for all the time. What the fuck is that? There's all these quality high end things, and then you start seeing these offshoot brands come up. They start making major impact. They're doing that. These no bull sneakers that I've been talking about. Like you are a Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, fucking Converse guy. But these no bull sneakers that I get ads for all the time, they look dope. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know, and I hear good things, and sometimes they're overpriced, sometimes they're not. A lot of these brands they're on my radar, and I do like them as I think about things that I want.
There's a couple factors at play here. And by the way,
And I have go ahead.
the very handsome Drew Mack will hit me up once in a while and be like, yeah, I'll get this site with some cool shirts. Do you want to be the guinea pig or do you want me to? Like,
Yeah.
Like, hey, there's some cool shirts on this website or cool jackets. I've purchased a couple things. You know, can I grab? I'll be right back. Let me
Go
grab,
right ahead.
Let me grab something I bought.
What
and
I
I'm
find
like,
funny is this. NW says, I like those MVMT watches, the movement watches. These are brands that I understand where Sal Diaz is coming from. Oh, you're the guy? You know, and they probably aren't necessarily going after me. I'm older than the demo, but I'm still in tune with it. I like it. I think I like where it's going. The style and the features and the offerings and the materials. I like it. I like how they're putting out new shit all the time. I'm digging it. So to back up Rich too, I don't mind the ads. Now, what I do find funny is how those fits work spot. I don't know if you've ever ordered them, but like they try to customize them to your body, right? Rich, have you ever gone to these t-shirt things and actually sized yourself up? Because it's like, how honest are you about your fit? Like Spot, if you pull up any of these t-shirt companies, right? And there's a lot of them. It's like, are you more broad? Are you narrow? Because they're trying to give you the best option. And then they even go to your like ass cheeks. So like your ass cheeks flat. And I'm thinking like, no, they're not that flat, but maybe they are.
I got flat ass cheeks.
Yeah, it's so funny.
You gotta be honest with yourself.
It's like, how honest
you
are
can't
you
say like,
for the right fit?
I got abs. I want to look
and
great.
by the way,
But they try to really get it down. They have a formula, guys. If you don't know, they have a formula. Like you put and it's easy. You put your weight in, your height, and the more accurate you are, the better fit they're going to recommend. And like, how can you complain about that shit? It's dope. I like where all that shit is headed.
and when you talk about where that shit's headed,
Yeah.
I think you're making a great point. And the point is everything that we traditionally did one way has changed. How you purchase groceries, how you order food, how you do everything, working from home. All these things have changed. So what makes you think we're not in the middle of a huge shift to people going full steam into buying their clothes and stuff online without even seeing the fit? I know
And
that's
not
tough.
even caring about, like we said, quote unquote, what was designer shit.
Yeah.
You know, like this is not breaking the bank stuff. This is just decent stuff. And I'm a fan.
And by the way, sometimes it's a piece of shit. And then sometimes it's like an upstart company whose prices are low because they're a new company and they need business. I bought this jacket. I don't think this jacket's like 100% dope, but I bought this jacket probably for $20 like a year ago at the end of our ESPN run. But like I looked at this and I'm like, yeah, really 20 or is like $20, $30? I think it's like you get what I'm saying? Just like a basic, I think this is a good looking jacket for a night out to dinner or something, right?
Is it a built basic?
I didn't even know what the brand was. It doesn't even say anything in the collar, but it's one of those, on one of those Facebook ads, like sweet jackets for $20, $30. And I'm like, I'll give it a shot. So I think sometimes you're going to hit a good find. Other times you won't. But as Spot said, they've been around enough now. All these t-shirt companies, jacket companies, where if it's bad and it's a scheme, the reviews will tell you.
Oh yeah. 100%.
So like Sarah will always tell me like, where'd you order it from? And she always yells at me when I don't order something Prime on Amazon. Like she's like, well, I don't know when it's coming, but you didn't do it Prime. You just bought some random shit. I know.
I like it, man. All right, so
But yeah, like this was
when I'm
like
on this mindset, and again, I spent a lot of time in bed and recovering. I do look at this shit a lot, and I don't talk about it a lot. That's the thing. So I wanted to say, here's something I don't really discuss that often. I look at this shit all the time, and I still think I'm in that wheelhouse of, I kind of like that style. When you don't feel like you could fit into a current style, that's not a good place to be. And I'm not saying you need to dress like a young person. You find your compromise. I feel like it's a good compromise for me.
Is your mic on?
I've even found what's with the look?
The look is we do a podcast, so if your mic's not on, it's like
such condescending looks.
Is that a condescending look? Like because you refuse, you don't like to wear your headphones.
You did this. You really did.
Well, I have a question. You don't like to wear your headphones, right? That's like your thing?
I was doing something with my headphones off. I'd wear my headphones constantly. Watch the show back. They're constantly on.
What I'm saying, I'm allowed to roll my eyes if you're doing a podcast.
Why don't you put your whatever those things are in your ears?
I have one in my ear, so I can
Do
monitor
you?
what the microphone sounds
Do
like.
you?
Yeah.
Does it even work?
My point is not to yell at you or get mad, Spot. I'm saying I'm allowed to give a sarcastic look if the guy running the microphones on our podcast doesn't have his microphone on because he doesn't have a headphone on. That's a legitimate eye roll, no?
No, but you like look at him like in a condescending way. Like, can you believe this fucking guy?
Does it count if I don't look back though, Spot? Don't
It
worry
doesn't.
about it. And I don't,
for you,
I
it doesn't.
rarely look
You're
back.
okay.
Yeah.
I made a mistake. Sorry.
I was in my zone, guys.
I was in my zone. What was I about to say? I don't even remember. Oh, about the things, buying things. Oh, even as someone, the current style, even as someone that lost weight, I'm barrel chested, so nothing fits. Nothing
that's
will
not true.
properly fit me.
No, it's a matter of how
they don't make
honest
clothes
you
for
are.
barrel-chested people.
They
Everyone's
show
a
you.
fucking.
Are you a
everyone's
barrel-chested beast?
Nah, everyone's
These
a
are the
weenus.
cuts we provide.
Everyone's a weenus, and all the cuts
All
are
right,
made for
well,
ween eye.
Now, hold on.
The ween eye
That
cut.
have no
So,
bone structure,
this is
no
just-
muscle tone. They're made for like amorphous people.
This
Weenie
is
cuts.
just the
Weenie cuts.
the build up to my stupid question. Like I'm thinking about things that I want. I don't often think that way.
Oh, tried to get that website Spot, but it's a moil.
Now,
Weenie, is it a moil? Who gives circumcisions?
A moil.
Yeah, weenie cuts.
Oh,
weenie cuts.
Is it really a moil?
The person that does circumcision is a moil, so right?
Can I go to weeniecuts.com?
Weeniecuts.com. Oh no, it's just the most popular moil in the valley.
Let me see. Hold on.
Is a moil the person that cuts a circumcision?
Yes, I think
Okay.
you're right. Jeez.
Sorry, there's no weeniecuts.com.
Wait until I talk about hair product later this week. Maybe next week.
But I agree.
Things that I'm into.
By the way, I agree with you 100% though.
Rich, your mic's off.
I know because you're the guy operating the microphones.
I didn't change anything. You did.
Are you serious now? Come on. Really? Come on. Focus. What's going on?
You did something. I didn't touch.
Now
anything.
Rich's microphone's off? What a coincidence.
Someone's fiddling with things.
There
you
it
go.
is. All right, so now
What are you doing with your foot down there?
My feet are underneath my chair.
it's fucking river dancing under the desk.
You're doing something under the desk.
Yeah, there goes my mic's off.
Mark S says athletic cut, aka weenie cut. That's what Rich gets at the barbershop. The weenie cut.
Check. Oh.
So now I'm shifting into like where I was really getting at, guys. I combined thoughts basically. My first thought
Talk.
Check.
Yeah. You're constantly manhandling.
was
this over there.
can't
I don't know
stop
what
with
you're
the online styles. I'm always looking at it. I dig it.
It's good. It's better than being out. It's better than not caring.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't care.
And that's not a great way to be. It's a compromise. Okay. Then I started thinking about, well, why do I want this? I always go back to this fucking thought that I need this. But I don't know if men use these anymore.
Shoehorns?
Shoehorns. Guys, what do you think? 412-267-7469. No. Electric razor.
The reason I bring up shoehorn is because that's what Joe Biden gave Olivia Rodrigo in a White House gift bag. And I'm like, shoehorns?
I mean,
He's very old.
Was the shoehorn long and impossible to ignore?
gave her a shoehorn and a fucking
I'm never gonna let
flask.
that go.
Give him a shoehorn and a...
Shoehorn and a shine box. Shinola.
I wrote here, electric razor.
Come on, man. You got
Do guys
shoes?
use these still?
Oh, man.
Now, yo, bro, I had a fucking long run. Throwback Thursday. My high school girlfriend bought me an electric razor that I used up until maybe like fucking 10 years ago. Now, here's the deal. As you get older, we talked about getting gray and going gray, and you know, your facial hair changes, you make adjustments. I made the adjustment where the scruff just wasn't my look for the past few years. I'll let it grow a little bit here and there, but I don't like the whole little fucking gray beard. I'm not a pirate. Arr. I actually came up with a fucking story about a pirate in my dream state the other day. I swear to God. I don't even want to get into that. I think I'm going to write a story about a pirate.
In your COVID dream state.
His name is Limpiar. Limpiar, because he has a limp and he says, yar. But he's a clean pirate.
I was going to say, because he cleans. Limpiar. Too clean.
And in a world of famine and disease, he's the guy that they used to make fun of, and he became the hero pirate. Limpiar. Arr, is a pirate, a Limpiar. But everyone thinks he's gay, but he's really like
That's
the
a good
clean pirate.
child show.
Why would
Limpiar.
you-
You could teach children how to clean.
Limp, because he has a limp in Limp Yard.
You wonder
Spanish is
wonder
clean.
where the big break for Steve Covino is? Children's book.
I just had that fucking thought the other day. And these are the thoughts that keep me up. I swear to fucking God. And then I forget about them. I have to convince myself they're not that
he
great.
Needs a song. What's a good song for Limp Yard?
Limp Yard.
The
cleanly pirate.
I swabbed the deck and
The cleanly pirate.
The cleanly pirate.
I'm not Graybeard. I'm not Limp Yar. Yar!
I saw the deck and I keep things clean.
CNR. Yeah, but you think all the other pirates thought he was
sails
foofy.
and I
Get it? All the other pirates thought he was the foofy fucking pirate because he cared about sanitizing.
He folds the sail very nicely.
Yeah. You see my story?
not easy to fold the
and then he
sail.
becomes the hero.
Well, in an age of COVID, this is perfect.
Limp Yar.
He has hand sanitizer everywhere.
And he had a limp.
And he had a limp.
Yeah, he had a limp.
You know why he had a
Limp Yar.
limp? He got COVID.
So anyway, that's the story of my pirate. I'm not a pirate, though. I'm not fucking Bobby Bonilla. I'm not Andy Van Slyke.
Is this conversation real life?
I'm just letting you know about a dream thought I have.
Ever since you gave him that look, the world has gone down.
I know.
Now, hold on. Here's my question.
See?
No one likes to shave. Nobody likes to shave.
Yeah.
Right? So I figure by getting an electric razor, it buys me one in between. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, is there any interest in electric razors anymore? Or is this like an outdated old guy thing? Does anyone, as a man, use an electric Norelco, Phillips?
You mean an
electric
with the three circles, spot with the three circles,
and a lot of them are waterproof
with the bar.
Yeah.
Panasonic. I mentioned Norelco,
Not a trimmer
right?
or a razor, right?
A fucking electric face razor.
Don't get all mad.
I was just trying to
You're
confirm.
right. It's not, we're not talking about a beard trimmer, guys. We're
Not a beard trimmer.
I know what you're talking
not
about.
Not a buzzer. Not a wall fucking neck cleanup. How do you do? I'm talking about a Norelco, a Phillips, a Panasonic. I'm trying to think of all the other brands. Face shaver, electric razor. I've been off these things for years, but I feel like it buys me one miserable, like today, right now, I'm like an in-between scruff where you see the gray coming in, but I don't feel like shaving right now. But what would be really convenient and easy is a little zzz. And do you get a wet one, a waterproof one, a dry one? Like, where are we on this shit? Is this old technology that guys don't give a fuck about anymore? Because when I'm thinking about things that I want, I'm like, you know what? Hey, Jordan, you know what I want? That's what I want. That's what I want for Christmas. The end.
I believe there's a huge market of these. I think they're very popular.
But I don't know, how expensive do you go?
Hey, Spot, show everyone a picture of the 3-circle top electric razor, just so there's no fucking confusion.
I don't think there was.
And by the way, they're not all 3 circles.
They're all not 3 circles, but I'm thinking traditionally.
Same.
Wait, did you mean an electric razor scooter?
Yes.
That's what came up.
Yes. Anyway, it's been on my mind that I need one of these again in my life just to buy me. Let's say I shave 4 times a month. Now I'm shaving 2.
All right. Let's see. Wow, these are expensive.
Mike Wheeler's saying he has an electric razor for just that. The quick shaves in between.
The in-betweens, man.
Look, you
exactly,
can get a nice
Mike.
Phillips Norelco 4,000 power touch shaver.
Yeah,
for
but look how much.
$164. That's expensive.
Yeah, do you need that?
What about the bars? How do you feel about those?
See, those bronze usually are straight across,
yeah,
right?
Bronze.
See, when were you last in the market for something like
Braun
that?
bones.
That's my point. I haven't been into the market for something like that in years. That was a gift.
Do you want the top
your
picks
college
for
girlfriend bought you or
men
something
from Men's Journal?
So I'm
Get your
trying
drugstore blades and get these better shave with these electric razors.
I'm in the market. Jordan, if you're listening, it's all I want.
I don't want your
It's all I
exclusive
want for
content.
Christmas.
It is. And how often does a guy want some shit? You know? That's why I'm like, I guess, hey, nobody knows what to get me. That's what I want.
Electric razor.
I just don't know which one. I'm so off what's legit on that.
Here we go. The best overall. The Philips Norelco 6800 rechargeable cordless wet dry electric shaver. $145. Ease and efficiency. The technical director of education at Floyd's 99 Barbershop, which you've been to in LA, recommends. They lead the way in their electric rotary razors. So
I'll tell you what. That's Spot's research, and I've done my own a little bit. I've sent Jordan.
And the Philips Norelco 3100 is the next level down, $66.
I wanted something more intermediate. You don't need all that, right? So if you guys, that's the beauty of this show too. We have Carl pages, Covino and Rich listener pages. Shout out to the Carls, Doug Ferrier, EJ Reed, Rashawn's, Donnie Pompadour's, all you guys. the Discord friends, Alex Efforts, my boy McCreary, you know, all you dudes, Lisa, Steve,
Jonesy,
everyone here. Like,
Flyer.
hey, man, if there's one, here's the beauty of our show.
DV77.
The beauty of our show is if you have something that you're like, yo, this is the fucking best purchase I've made.
Ron in Jersey.
Let us know, man. Let us know. That's all. Post it. If you stand by some shit, let me know.
I'm curious. I've never used one in my life.
Ever?
No.
They're the best.
Never. Oh, I don't. I mean,
so dude, like, well, but you're rocking scruff, right?
Well, no. When I was younger, I would shave with a razor, like a
Mike Wheeler hit the nail on the head, man. It's like it would buy me like a fresh day where I didn't want to do it during the week.
When I was younger, I was so baby faced that when I shaved, it like fucking lasted because I was like a little boy.
Bro.
So I shaved with the razor.
Yeah.
And then for the last probably decade of my life, I shaved with the razor maybe once a year when we would do March Stashness.
Yeah.
And we would shave everything but the mustache.
He's
but
never used an electric razor.
I use a beard trimmer. I use my wall beard trimmer on a once a week I do, or once every week and a half. And then if I were to clean shave, I would use a razor blade. My dad, I've never seen Greg, my dad,
Greg,
use a razor. My dad has used the electric fucking 3-headed monster. My dad's used the electric razor since I have a little boy.
And
like,
you've never used one.
I don't think my dad's.
I have a
My dad has
question.
never used. I've never seen my dad like straight shave.
Wow.
When you
I'm
use
amazed.
when you use these, like the wet dry one, do you put stuff on your face?
I've
first?
never used a wet dry electric
Like,
razor.
do
I've
you
always had a
use-
Are you saying do you put like
lotion?
shaving cream
Yeah,
or
do you
lotion?
put, like, oil or
I
anything?
think you have to.
Like,
Wouldn't
'cause-
you get irritation? on
No,
those?
not a regular dry one. I've used them. I used to use
This is
them all
gonna
the
get
time.
sucked in. I don't want this to get sucked into a razor.
So anyway, just random stuff that's on my mind as a dude talk. But
Dude talk.
there you
Dude
go.
talk.
Electric razor.
Electric
man.
razors.
I've sent Jordan didn't even ask me. I sent her like a few links. I sent her a few. Here's three options. She didn't even like ask me what it's about.
It seems like if you're going, like you said, if you're going for the 3-headed monster, go for Norelco, and there's a couple good price points in Norelco. And if you're going for the coil, go for the Braun.
Oh, there you go. I have other things, but it's up to you.
Now,
Thank you.
I feel like when it comes to beard trimmers, the hummier the buzz, the better the beard trimmer. No, meaning like you don't want it to sound loud.
Oh,
if
you
it
wanna
sounds
do-
like, yeah, if it sounds like, I feel like that's
how
like
my wall sounds.
the better wall top quality ones are like. If you get like a loud ass fucking beard trimmer, that shit's cheap.
And you got to oil them up, by the way.
All right.
It's just two things rubbing together. That's what
Guy
makes the sound.
products.
That's what makes the sound. You know that, right? It's like the little teeth are slowly moving back and forth, and that's how they cut. So you need oil in between there to keep it nice and moving.
You know what, Rich? Let's get into the rando news.
Okay.
Let's give some Thursday or some. What is today?
Thursday.
Thursday
Throwback
substance
Thursday.
going
And then
on.
I have a friend in need, a fucking crazy question, and who I hate if you remember.
I'll
that.
bust through the rando news
Yeah, go ahead.
quick. 5 minutes.
News.
Rando news. All right. Just my rando observations. Is everything aside from Kyle Rittenhouse and Travis Scott and misery and economy and Joe Biden farting. I keep seeing ads for Sex Lives of College Girls.
I'm sorry, what?
It's a new show on HBO Max. Sound creepy to anybody else or just me?
Sex Lives of College Girls?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds creepy, but I want to watch it now that you said it.
Sex lives.
Lives or lies?
Sex Lives of College Girls on HBO Max.
I mean,
Let me write that down.
every word in that sentence just sounds amazing.
I was going to say, let me write this down for my viewing pleasures later.
Sounds fucking majorly creepy to me. Coming
It's
of
not like
age
that.
sort of
It's
thought.
not like that show.
Nah, it's creepy, bro.
So what was that show that everyone freaked out about on Netflix? The kids.
Cuties.
Oh,
or-
like
Yeah.
the kids, like
It's
little
not
kids
like- it's-
dancing.
These are
Yeah, fucking 20-year-old
these
college
are
girls,
barely
sex
legal,
lives.
barely
Yeah.
legal college girls having fun.
You say
Think of all the
barely legal, it sounds creepy. That's fine.
Creepy.
Keep out the barely legal.
Oh, sorry.
The whole, I don't know, something about it
Oh,
rubs me the wrong way.
is what's her name behind it? Mindy Kaling is behind it. She's producing it. So I
okay.
I don't think it's going to be like
Just the sound of it. I mean, my impression of it could be completely wrong.
Max.
I want to see what this is about. Just give me a sample. All right, we're in.
Just now getting home? Wait, is this a walk of shame?
I mean, is it a walk of shame if I stayed up all night in the library hooking up with my textbook? Like, wow, we are so different.
Yeah, it's probably funny.
So
but-
excited that classes are finally starting. What classes are you taking?
All right, so it's not a reality show, which is what probably people thought at first. Like,
I know. I
It's
was
a-
hoping
oh, no,
for
I'm
more.
just- I was just going by
no,
the title
I'm saying,
of it.
I'm
I was
saying
like-
no, by the title, I thought it was going to be like a creepy documentary.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
a scripted
Honestly,
comedy.
I'm hoping
so
for more
yeah.
sex. Where's the sex?
Yeah, to be honest, I thought it was going to be
Well,
like.
no, I
creepy.
got that for you too. I'm just giving you TV. Oh, by the way, TV updates, news alerts. Ready?
Oh, it's the dude from
Sister, actually.
Yikes.
Sabrina. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I love that show.
Sex with any of my roommates. She's not used to
I just don't want to.
That's handsome. That
I
guy's
think
handsome. Let me
as
tell
you know, as a dad of a
Oh, there's me.
preteen, like I don't even want to fucking
probably
think
good.
about this part of life yet. All right, so Pam and Tommy's sex series on Hulu. Any interest there? Just throwing it out there.
So yeah, I saw the trailer. Just came out, I think, yesterday. It's called Pam and Tommy. It's on Hulu, and it's going to be about the leaking of their sex tape. So Seth Rogen stars, Nick Offerman, Sebastian Stan plays Tommy Lee.
There's the smut you needed. Like that one?
See, that's real talk.
Okay.
Scott.
But
Tiger King.
but it's not a documentary. It's
a show, yeah, scripted
a
series.
Yeah.
All right, Tiger King season 2. Is that on now?
Yeah.
It's on because I've heard zero buzz about it.
Yeah.
See what we got.
Is this Pam and Tommy?
This is Pam and Tommy
on Hulu. Here you go.
Yeah.
What is this? Just fast forward. Who's this guy?
That's Tommy Lee's the drummer from Motley Crue.
Where did you get this?
Just keep going forward.
Creepy.
All right, so that's
All right,
on
well,
Hulu.
yeah, that's
By
on
the way,
Hulu.
I'm reading the feedback. What's up after show, but later? What's up, Paul? What's
Bart.
up, Greg? NW. Renee, I agree with Renee Madden. The college girls, the thing that's weird for me, scripted or not, like funny or not, college girls look like little kids to me. So it just throws me off to put them in that box of their sex lives and shit. I'm like, bleh.
Rolando brings up a good point. He thought it was going to be some type of Girls Gone Wild shit. Yeah, it's like a scripted Mindy Kaling project. It's
even
not
like I said,
yeah.
the sex lives of college girls is what it is. That's the premise, and it's even though it's funny, it's like the sex lives of college girls to me feels like the sex lives of little kids. I know that sounds exaggerated, but that's how I feel about it. I don't like it.
It is. It's exaggerated because I think it's still. I mean, they're college girls,
And I'm not in denial. We all had sex
Yeah.
in college. I get it.
Yeah.
But as an adult, like caring or thinking about that feels weird to me. Pam and Tommy sex tape, I'm okay with. That's on Hulu. Tiger King season 2 is out. Haven't heard a fucking thing. So that's the update.
Yeah, Tiger King, zero hype. 0.0 hype in my mind.
I
at
saw
least.
the trailer. It's.
I'll check it out though.
It's following kind of like the aftermath of the series.
Let me explain something.
So it's not like picking up where we left off. It's picking up where now all these people are famous people. Joe Exotic's still in jail. Carol Baskin's dealing with the aftermath. They're looking into her dead husband. All that kind of stuff. That creepy guy that took over.
I'm pretty sure that much like a band that puts out their hit single and then waits a while, comes back a while later and tries to tell you, hey, we have another great song. Most of the times, that's a one-hit wonder. And I feel like right now, maybe it's just me, I have like zero interest in Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin. Like, to me, that was like a...
Think about when it exploded.
No, but I'm saying that was
We had time on it. A lot more time on it.
Yeah, but that was also, Covino, a very unique part of all of our lives. The coronavirus had just become a thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's
We were
perfect
stuck at
storm.
home. It was like, and it was almost like when we look back in 20 years from now, we'd be like, yeah, and then we were like stuck at home and they said like, oh, it's a fucking quarantine and we were all watching this stupid Tiger King show. It was such a time and place that to me now, why would you care?
Yeah, we're not in the same
The
mind
story's been
space.
told. Like, I don't care where fucking Joe Exotic is now. The story's been told.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
We all. It
Yeah.
was. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
like it was magic. It was the magic of the season.
The
And now
magic of the
it's-
moment. It's like trying to
your-
define why a one-hit wonder happens.
You're
The
trying to
magic of the moment.
Yeah, you're trying to recapture lightning in a bottle. It's not going to happen.
All right, now
there's another show that's making its debut in January that I'm very excited about. Spot, I sent on the group text the trailer or a little teaser.
The Sex Lives of College Boys.
Sex Lives of College Boys. Yeah.
Now that I'd watch.
Another very anticipated show. I imagine this will end up being a huge show for Hulu. Hillary and that Stuffy Duff, the Stuffy Duffy.
Stuffy Duff.
Hillary Duff, who I'm a big fan of,
Stuffy Duff.
is going to be, as we know, in the new How I Met Your Father, the spinoff of How I Met Your Mother. And much how Bob Saget narrated for Josh Radner, Kim Cattrall, which is a great choice because
I
she's
love
so
Kim
tied
Cattrall.
to Sex and the City and that type of world. So she's
Mannequin.
going to be the voice.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble in Little China.
So it's not necessarily a trailer spot, but it's a little teaser video from the cast.
It's all in the reflexes.
So
in the reflexes.
check this out from. Okay, she looks beautiful.
Hillary
Duff.
Duffy.
I'm a fan.
Duffy.
Keep it in your pantalone. So maybe this is what you need to get a pulse back.
Have you heard?
Wait for it.
Wait for it. Oh my gosh, just tell them already.
How I Met Your Father.
It's coming to Hulu on.
I'm super excited about that. Super pumped. So
Greg Kelly says Cobra Kai season 4. Yeah, of course. And I don't know if you guys finished the show You that we talked about in depth, male bonding,
You?
primal
No,
mashing.
No, you.
They announced at the end of their season that they're coming back for another season 2. So
Wait, there's a show called.
that's your update. That's
Is it
your
Rich Davis
TV
season
update.
4?
No, You.
Young Dolph was murdered, and it made me feel really old because I'm like, who's Young Dolph? Two suspects in Memphis. 36-year-old rapper, Memphis shooting, and there's, again, I didn't know, but Young Dolph, the rapper, apparently was murdered, and that's
Is it
a sad
spelled
story.
like Young Dolph?
Not like Dolph. Like Dolph Lundgren, yeah.
For me personally, it was just like an old guy moment, but
Same. I'll be honest.
horrible to hear that, and it's obviously big news, and he's still a rapper there. I guess he's famous.
By the way,
Memphis-based rapper.
Young
Dolph.
I mean, that's sad, yeah.
Of course, I'm sad about it because you don't want to see anyone die at the age of 36. But I have really was clueless as well as to who this guy is. But
Yeah, that's
hey,
just my
if you
personal
were a
note.
fan or cared, I send my condolences.
100%.
Also, huge news today. I must have just ignored the people that were really pushing for this, but it seems like they did the right thing. I went down a tiny little wormhole online last night looking up stuff about Julius Jones, the dude from Oklahoma that was sentenced to death. Today was supposed to be the day of his execution, and they've halted his execution.
His sentence.
The governor granted the clemency to stop it. Kim Kardashian, I saw our buddy, what's her name? Zumbada. Carmela Zumbada from season 2 of You. A lot of women, a lot of guys, a lot of people on social media, celebrities were joining in, NBA stars. There's a lot of evidence that this guy was wrongfully accused. He was accused of murder. Now, from what I've read, there's another dude that was locked up that admitted to multiple people that, I'm the dude that murdered that guy, and that guy's taking the fall.
Andy Dufresne.
Very Andy Dufresne-like spot, no joke, where today was supposed to be the day the guy was put to death. 20 years ago, almost 20 years, this guy's been in jail for a crime he didn't commit. It goes as far as people saying that the real murderer has admitted to other people in prison, and the other people in prison really have no reason to,
that could be just prison clout and fucking psychopath behavior. I don't know.
This guy was saying, I didn't do it. I wasn't even there. His family and friends, alibi. And the guy that apparently may have murdered someone was saying to people in prison, I took the gun too, and I planted it at this dude's house. So if this is one big ridiculous setup, thank God this guy's wasn't put to death today. I don't know all the details. I'm telling you, I was just watching some videos, reading up on it, but it's a pretty big story. If you're into the crime stuff and injustice and you want to read more about it, Julius Jones, Oklahoma, it's a pretty bizarre story.
I mean, I keep reading about it, seeing it on social media. And speaking of killings, to wrap it up real quick, the movie Rust, Alec Baldwin, that terrible story.
Yeah.
The crew member who called 911 is now suing Alec Baldwin. And now multiple lawsuits are going his way because the claim now is that if you're seeing greater buzz starting to grow, it never called for the gun to be fired. That's what they're saying. The scene, the moment this happening, never called for him to fire anything at all. So now it's getting really sticky, and that's the update there. And that's the random news. Enjoy your Thursday night football.
You know what I do hate, though?
What?
The fact that because people hate Alec Baldwin's politics, they're confusing that with this story. And it's like, yo, just because you think Alec Baldwin might be like a super liberal blowhard that you don't like, doesn't mean you should be fucking happy he is behind something terrible like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are very weird. It's like, I don't like your politics. I'm laughing at the fact that you're part of a terrible murder. Like, really? What's like a low life for you?
Baxter, what's up, Baxter? She says, inmates lie all the time. That's the thing.
Yeah.
My sister used to be a prison guard. And it's like, yeah, prison clout. What do they have to lose at that point?
Yeah.
And Jason Brown.
But also, what do they have to lose from the sense of like,
I mean,
like,
I'm not saying
like,
the other guy
watched-
isn't innocent or
watched
whatever. I'm just
the-
saying, like, how could you can't trust some other fucking
I watched a
jerk off.
surveillance interview of one of them, and the guy was an inmate, and he's like, yo, like, I got nothing to lose or gain here. I'm locked up, and, yo, this dude told me I did this. He detailed how he did it, and he's like, yo, the other guy's getting the blame. Haha. Like, so watch some of the videos. It's pretty wild. And,
Jason Brown says, the two guys that were framed for murdering Malcolm X were cleared of their charges from over 50 years ago. Saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
What's up, Stu Hot Wagner?
But if you do want to go down a wormhole of
what's up, I'm Key?
Videos and details and testimonies. And, you know, social media has power now where this guy would be dead today. This sounds ridiculous to say, but if not for Kim Kardashian and people like that really pushing this, could you at least say her celebrity and clout do pay off on the rare occasion?
Of course. Yeah. I mean, she's proven it already.
I mean, you may say, look at these.
She's
vacant,
done it already.
So if social media can free Britney, they can free anyone.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, if you look at Kim Kardashian and say, look at this vapant.
I'm not saying that. She's doing
vacant and vapid. It's
her thing.
Yeah, but if you're saying, look at Kim Kardashian, she may have saved this guy's life. Isn't that a little more than we've all done?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Thank you, guys.
So yeah, just if you want to read up on that, it's honestly it's interesting. Was he framed? If so,
I was framed.
If so, you would hope he would get justice. Now, Spot, one last news alert because you brought up Britney.
Victoria Justice.
She's too young for you based on you not liking college girls. She's hot.
Bro, she's fucking way past that now.
Victoria Justice? How old is she?
Victoria Justice is old.
Yeah.
Or
okay.
Older.
Time warp.
I don't want to make her sound old. She's older.
Hold on.
Not college age.
Victoria Justice
was on our show like fucking 10 years ago.
Victoria Justice is 28 years old.
Yeah. I'm dating a 29-year-old.
Exactly.
I was framed.
Yeah, she's not as time is flying.
Yeah, college kids are 18 to 21.
Oh, man.
You want to know about their sex lives?
Victorious.
I think Kim Kardashian does a lot of good that people will never, ever really give her credit for because it's just, when someone's easier to make fun of, why take them seriously for something to do? I'm like, you know?
Good for her, though.
So.
It's not stopping her from continuing to do it.
So, Spotty Boy. On TMZ, I told you if you could grab the advice given to Britney Spears. Advice meaning she's out of the conservatorship.
Madonna's involved in this story now. A little too late.
She's free. Britney's free, but
the side story is Madonna's just a big advocate now of, after the fact of the Free Britney sort of movement.
But from what I understand, they've now given her recommendations. Like, now that you're free, just here are some recommendations. And they go as far as like, Britney's already been, like driving. Britney Spears wasn't really able to drive anywhere, go anywhere. We forget this conservatorship, she was a prisoner in her own little world. So when some people are like, yeah, who gives a fuck? She's a millionaire, free Britney. You know, she was essentially being treated like a child. Mm-hmm. You can't spend your money. You can't get married. You can't have a baby. You can't leave. You can't drive. You can't do this. But hey, if you want to perform on stage, do it, and we'll take a lot of the money. Like, she was essentially in a little mental prison.
Didn't she drive with her baby in the front seat or like behind the wheel?
Yeah, but Spot, if you want to play that little video, Britney, maybe that's her explaining a little bit of this.
She did a whole like soliloquy on social media.
Yeah.
She also said, "Kiss my ass."
Okay, so I'm here today to answer all of your guys' questions, and the first main question that you guys have been asking me is, what am I going to do now that the conservatorship's over with? Very good question. Well, let's see. I've been in the conservatorship for 13 years. It's a really long time to be in a situation you don't want to be in. So I'm just grateful, honestly, for each day and being able to have the keys to my car and being able to be independent and feel like a woman and owning an ATM card, seeing cash for the first time, being able to buy candles. It's the little things for us women, but it makes a huge difference. And I'm grateful for that. You know, it's nice. It's really nice.
Spot, pause it.
I gotta get her in on the bearded wig.
This girl was such a little prisoner in her own world that she's excited to go to a gas station and buy candles at Target.
Beardedwigcandles.com.
Do you realize, like, I'm not saying I did either. I'm not quite sure. I realized how fucking controlled she was that she couldn't go buy something.
Bearded Wick.
It's finally coming out again.
Spot, I really truly hope that she doesn't implode. I really hope that I hope that she does well. That way it could be like, see, she should have been free. Because if she fucking falls down a weird path now, then the whole thing is going to be like, we told you.
It's going to be hard because now she's going to be under even more scrutiny of people watching her under a microscope because they're going to want to see her trip. They're going to want to see her fall. So
no joke. It's like she was in prison trying to figure out a smartphone now. You're right, Kinky. It's like when people are like weird prisoners in their own little world. Wasn't there a speculation that Richard Simmons was being like held captive by people?
Yeah, by like
his keepers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
also speculation that he's so, vanity was such a part of his existence that he didn't look the same anymore.
Spot,
He didn't want to be public.
What was that great movie we all watched? That movies just come and go now.
March of the Wooden Soldiers.
No, the great movie that we all watched where
Pieces of April.
That sleazy woman went around taking advantage of like senior citizens and taking all their money and resources. You'll never remember the name because we watch movies now and we forget about them.
I Care a Lot.
I Care a Lot.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. But imagine having someone else just control you out of the blue. Like, Covino, you can't leave. You can't do this. You can't watch what you want. You can't do what you want. It's wild. So, hey, I wish Brittany well.
We're done.
So do I.
Yeah.
By the way, pull up the picture. She posted another ass streaks photo. She's like, kiss my ass.
Kiss
my treats.
All eyes on my ass.
But then she gave you two versions. She's like, here's the touched up version of my ass.
And here's the other version of my ass.
Other version of my
All eyes on my ass.
All eyes on ass.
So that's what she's up to.
Oh, by the way, our buddy Soul Patch Eric said, yo, Dickie, you said that you were excited about How I Met Your Father and some of these other shows. I know Cove's not on board, but you and Spot, Ozark's coming back.
Hi, Rich. I Met Your Father.
Ozark. Ozark. Yeah, Ozark is fucking great. You know what?
What does it say? Read
She's
the caption.
40.
Spot.
She looks great. She's 40.
Oh, wait. Second pick is original, and you heard me. Should I say again? Kiss my motherfucking ass.
Yeah, she's 40 and she's been through the ringer. She looks great.
Good for her.
Wait,
She looks a little tired in the eyes
She
because
done got
she's
the
fucking
Duffy
been through a
stuffy,
lot. But
but-
the reality is
there a difference? It's just a filter, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's much of a difference. It's
I
not
don't
like,
think she touched it up. I think it's just a filter.
dude, she's learning how to use an iPhone.
She's figuring it out.
She's like Clarendon. What's this?
All right, so look, we got about
lo-fi.
Ozark.
You got a few minutes left here, right? So I don't want to get into anything heavy. You good?
Well, I got a friend in need, and I just want to tell you who I hate, and then I'm good.
All right, let's do this. Let's wrap it up.
Who I hate? I don't think we need to harp on it. I think there's one person in the media.
Spot.
There's one
After
person-
yesterday's conversation,
Spot.
I love Spot.
Next.
One person I hate, and hate's a strong word. So I think I'll stand by the hate. Because I can't say, like, if you say, like, man, I fucking hate this athlete, as Gary Vaynerchuk points out, like, sports hate's a different hate. It's like make-believe stupidness. Like, man, I fucking hate Tom Brady. Do you really hate him, or is that like your weird sports persona hating someone?
Yeah.
Like, do you hate fucking Big Papi? No, you don't. He's probably a great guy, but your Yankee Covino sports persona is probably like, fuck Big Papi.
I go be.
But in real life,
It's those parasocial relationships.
it's a great word that I'll believe that's what it means, Spot. But yeah, your parasocial relationships. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about how your weird sports persona allows yourself to hate people.
Did we ever talk about this one?
Is it Britney's ass?
I'd bite those cheeks.
I don't know.
Dude, she's 40 years old.
I need
What do
to- I
most
need to
40-year-olds?
go-
Most
if
40-year-olds
ate
do
those
not look like that.
If I eat those cheeks, I need to go home and have another meal.
If you think that doesn't look good for 40, then your
it looks
expectations are
fantastic.
stupid.
Well, I want to know who you hate.
Yeah, who do you hate?
Can I get can we play a game though out of it?
Let's play a game. Who do I hate?
Sports?
Not sports. Just a media personality that I think is just like the worst human being.
Andy Cohen.
I think he's great.
His
Howard Stern.
His sidekick guy.
No.
Jeff Lewis.
It's fantastic. Overpaid, but fantastic. Jeff Lewis, nice guy. Bought my son a birth present.
Oh.
Very nice gesture back in the day. Jeff Lewis always does.
News guy?
It's someone in the media. I hate them.
Shepard Smith.
No, Shep Smith, funny. Won't do it. Not sure what happened there. Won't happen again.
Let's see. Oh, Laura Ingraham.
No, Laura Ingraham, annoying, but don't hate her. She's just doing her conservative. She's doing her conservative thing and
Bill
pandering.
Maher.
No, someone said Stephen A. No, don't hate it. Bill Maher.
Anderson Cooper.
Love Bill Maher.
Oh,
Anderson Cooper, good broadcaster. I don't hate Anderson.
Don
at all.
Lemon.
Don Lemon, a little eye rolly. But
I know who it is. I figured it out.
Wait,
just
hold
based on things you've been saying lately. I know who it is. I'll write it down.
All right, write it down. It's not.
Seth Meyers.
Not Seth Meyers. Nope. I
know
think
who it is.
Seth
Rich
is funny.
hates Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, I hate Jimmy Fallon.
No, I like Jimmy Fallon.
I'm just making shit
Fallon.
up.
Jimmy
I know.
Fallon's-
Can I hold up my answer?
Fake everything I say is funny.
No, Gordon Ramsay, by the way, is so great on TikTok.
Ramsay
Gordon Ramsay on TikTok's hilarious.
best.
I like Gordon Ramsay. Nancy Grace, great answer. Oh, I don't like her. That's a runner-up.
I know.
But
Theo Vaughn.
Christian Amanpour.
I love Theo Vaughn.
You do? Okay, so we're all wrong.
I fucking Preston, you're my favorite listener.
Announce it, and I'll
right.
reveal that I'm right.
My answer,
Just based on, and I'm going based on things I hear Rich talk about, like behind the scenes. That's all.
Tucker. Don't hate Tucker. Some people do. I think he's fine. He's doing what he's pandering to his
Tucker?
side the way other people are. Like
I think Tucker Carlson's a fucking phenomenal broadcaster.
He's
so fucking funny.
He's fucking great at what he does for his audience.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
I don't
Geraldo,
necessarily agree with him, but it's great.
Jimmy Kimmel got a little eye rolly, but I like Kimmel.
Jimbo Kimball?
I love him. I don't hate any of these people. These are great guesses, but there's someone I hate more than anyone. And the word, when I say hate, is real. Dave Ramsey? No. Dave Ramsey, it sends a good message for people that need to get back on financial track.
Nice try, Austin Arnold.
Jim Cantori? No.
Nice try, Jonesy.
Nice try, everybody.
Just announce it.
Vic in Toronto for texting you at 3 a.m.
No. I'll let one more guess, and then you go. I'm reading the feedback. We're getting so many great people chiming in. At Covino Rich, 412, the letter C in our show.
I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue.
Who do I hate that I think is like just, honestly, my feeling is that they're just a piece of shit. And that's so wrong of me to say, but my feeling is that they just suck my nuts. Not Cuomo, not Colbert.
Count Chocula?
No, none of these people.
Good guess, Kenneth.
Yo, worst fucking person. I think they're just a piece of shit. Not Rachel Maddow. All right, here we go. The answer. Who I think is the worst human being.
I hope you got some.
Chuck Scarborough.
I'll tell you this. I'll never be on their show after saying this.
Yeah, but I hope you have some like real reason as to why.
Not Oprah. Oprah's fantastic.
She was.
Joy Behar.
Oh.
I think is just the worst fucking person on television. I think Joy
Give me the one shot.
Behar. Give Covino the one shot.
Well, bam.
You guessed it.
Joy
Whoa.
Behar.
Look at that
Joy
pad.
Behar.
Amazon Basics.
I think Joy Behar is a blowhard.
Wow.
She's inaccurate. If you think we don't read stories and only read headlines, she's on the fucking
But
View.
she got under your skin because I've heard you bring her up.
You know why?
Like a few times,
Because
like
there's-
randomly.
There's
That's
something
why
about her that she's an unresearched know-it-all.
Okay.
I think she is rude.
But
I think she
please
is
tell me why, though.
so jaded.
I agree with
and
all those
she's
things
like
you're saying.
She's an eye-rolling, so left. If there was one person that got canceled,
Yeah.
I would beg it's her. She's like the biggest piece of
Well,
shit.
give me the nugget or the juice. Like, what's the one that put you over the edge?
Every clip I see of Joy Behar,
Right.
every clip is her
Speaking at her ass.
disrespecting someone that just doesn't agree with her opinion.
Okay.
It's her insulting anyone that's not a super hippie liberal. It's her coming down on people that have a different point of view. And it threw me over the top when there was a video of some woman just talking about how throwing some facts out there about COVID or something. And
Okay.
just because Joy Behar was like not feeling it, she's just like
Rude. Dismissive.
She's unresearched. Like, I'm not a big Joe Rogan guy, but recently she's like, Joe Rogan, like, he has like a podcast or something. It's like, yeah, the number one podcast, you moron. Like, Joy Behar just seems so mailing it in, and she just is argumentative, shitty, and like unlikable. I think she's the fucking worst person on television, more than Nancy Grace. The end. I'm done. I think Fucking Joy Behar.
There is no joy in Mudville.
garbage.
Wow.
She is the worst. Yo, I think she's more eye-rolly. She's more eye-rolly
than Bill Jackson?
No.
Bowser.
You can't find Joy Behar on both sides of the aisle. Yo, Jason Brown, you must be watching fucking some. I don't know what you're watching. Joy Behar is the worst human being on fucking television. Wow. She's more eye-rolly than sometimes
than Stu Hotwagner.
I mean, Stu is pretty eye-rolly. Stu is fucking a
The
friend
only way
of
my
ours.
eyes are rolling on Stu is down.
Yeah, I mean, Stu is a good friend of ours, but he is a little eye-rolly at times. Joy Behar.
So handsome.
Worst human being.
He is handsome. So handsome. He's very handsome.
Even more than when Tommy Lahren would go on her like right-wing like thing. But you realize like she's pandering to an audience and she's playing it up because she has her audience. I think Joy Behar is just genuinely a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could say that, I feel like left and right, you could tell when someone's like, all right, like Bill O'Reilly.
They're doing their job.
Or, yeah, like Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity is like, yeah, I know my audience. I'm fucking just hitting it. Rachel Maddow. I know my audience. I'm just fucking hitting it.
I mean, I also get the sense of they believe it too, though.
But I don't think they believe.
I get what you're saying.
I don't think Rachel Maddow, Bill O'Reilly, Hannity, Bill Maher, I don't think any of them really buy all their own bullshit. I think they just know their audience and they know what's up.
Wow.
I think Joy Behar I think Joy Behar is just genuinely
Rich
the worst.
just declared war on Joy Behar.
I just think she's the worst human being, bro.
There you go.
Just the worst human being.
What set you off though?
Yeah,
Joe Rogan? Or?
No. There was some woman that was a guest on their show, and
I'll give you this. There is always a buzz of like, I see lots of clips of like, yeah, shut up. Where's she even coming from? But what was the one?
Jason Brown, that's not true. I know someone that knows her personally that has worked with her and said that, yeah, she's conservative, but she plays into it. And Covino's ex-wife was on Sean Hannity's show, and Covino said that Sean Hannity's like a fucking nice guy that just clearly plays up the role. It's what they do. Bill O'Reilly was a top 40 DJ. Like, a lot of these people are just good broadcasters. Tucker Carlson is just a great broadcaster that knows his audience, and he's like, fuck it, I'm going to lean hard into it. Because Tucker Carlson, if he wanted to, could probably lean hard the other way and would just be hated by the other people. Some people are just good broadcasters. Joy is worse than taxes. I agree, Paul.
What was the Joy thing, though?
I'd be misquoting it, so I don't even want to get into it. But it was something about, like, there was a woman talking about how
the vaccine.
It was like a vaccine argument that Joy wasn't even hearing the side of this woman saying how, like, well, like, Joy was in denial that vaxxed people. Joy was trying to say, like, vaxxed people can't pass it along, and that's just inaccurate. This other one was like quoting the CDC with a doctor, and
it happened.
And she, yeah, it's wild, yeah. So I don't know.
All right, well, hey, man, this Mr. Rich Davis, who wants to be on the good side of everybody,
but I
just declared war on Joy.
I find such talent. This is the clip spot. You got
There's a war on Joy.
I don't know why. Cue this up and don't play it yet. But
Rich, for a peaceful, happy-go-lucky guy, you just declared war on Joy.
I don't know why.
Where does she get nasty with her?
It's just the beginning spot. I didn't even watch the whole clip. I was like, it's just the woman.
Is it at the very beginning?
This woman comes on, and you know, you can play part of this clip in a second, but let me just say one thing, just to make it clear for people on both sides.
We'll skim through it for you, Rich.
I
know you love Joy.
Bill O'Reilly, Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, Rachel Maddow, Anderson Cooper, Bill Maher, people on both sides. I admire their broadcasting talents. Andrew Wilkow, Pete Dominic.
We're not. Rich isn't saying. No one's saying their opinions. We're saying their.
Because I get how in the world of broadcasting, in that world, you lean into your side hard, like you're leaning into a fucking pitch. You lean in. Tucker Carlson, Rachel Maddow, these people are purposefully going hard in the paint, right, on their side. Joy Behar, I just think stinks.
Man,
right?
Let's see some of this clip.
And this is just honestly not even going to be the best clip, but this is just the latest one I saw that made me realize, I'm like, yeah, she's just the worst. Like, this woman's trying to be friendly, give her perspective, trying to sound like, here's an educated other perspective. And Joy Behar just doesn't want to hear it. I'm like, again, this is not going to be the best example, but just the one that made me realize, like, she's the worst. Spot, play a little bit.
Good to see you all. How are you?
Okay, so we had some good times with you, as we saw. You worked in cable news for a long time, but you were part of The View's 20th season. Tell me, does watching those clips we just saw bring back good memories or acid reflux?
I
vulnerable moments out there myself and hope that people would follow.
Okay, Jen. So let's discuss. Let's address the elephant in the room, because you were supposed to join. You were supposed to join us in the studios weeks ago, but you couldn't because ABC has a very strict policy. You can't get into this building unless you're fully vaccinated. Everybody in this room knows that and is vaccinated. But you made a conscious decision not to get the vaccine. Now, the CDC says a person is 10 times less likely to be hospitalized from COVID and 11 times less likely to die if they've gotten the vaccine. Okay, so why didn't you get it?
Yeah, so my story is a little bit unique. I'll share that first before I get into those CDC numbers. But
remember, we have only a certain amount of time, Jed, if you want to get everything in.
I have. So I want to let people know why I'm not there. I have a medical exemption to the vaccine that's been written by my infectious disease vaccinated specialist in New York City that's been co-signed by 3 other doctors. I'm not a candidate for this vaccine. I also have sky-high, multi-tiered, multifaceted natural immunity, very, very high, that has also been proven, it has been shown, and it is substantiated by letters from these doctors. So for me personally,
how'd you get that?
This vaccine poses a greater risk than a benefit. I'm also not a risk to any of you. I know there's been a lot of debate about that, but I have these doctors who've gone on record with that as well. So my point about all of this is that I am not anti-vax. What I really want is for people to make these decisions for themselves. I want every one of you to sit with your family members, to sit with your trusted doctors and to say, what is the best decision for me? However, I do oppose mandates. I oppose them on the fact that let's look at the science. This is a vaccine that was created to prevent severity of disease and to prevent hospitalizations. Now, we can have a whole debate on that in itself, but the vaccine does not prevent you from getting COVID and does not prevent you from transmitting COVID.
Oh, my goodness.
Reality, and we have seen that.
That's not so. Come on.
No,
you've been at Fox TV
you
too
don't have
long.
to, Joy, you don't have to listen to me on that. You don't have to listen to me. You can listen to the director of the CDC. You can look at the CDC's website. That is why masks were reinstated for people who were vaccinated.
Yeah, so anyway, it just goes on, but it's just like everything.
Yeah, but she's not inaccurate to say that you can still pass it on.
She's saying everything accurate.
It's common knowledge.
Yeah, this woman is saying accuracies, and Joy Behar just laughs at her and insults her the whole time, and it goes on and on. And it's like she's just like the worst human being.
Wow, Rich.
I don't know.
Rich hates joy. Rich hates joy.
Joy. You heard it here. Rich hates joy.
Headline.
I hate joy. Rich hates joy.
That's the title of today's show.
I hate
Rich
joy.
hates joy.
Rich hates joy.
And I have one more quick question before you get out of here.
Please.
Our buddy Doug.
Dougie
Fresh, who, by the way,
Dougie
I don't
Fresh
know
pick
I don't
on
know if
social media.
any of his picks could be working because the stock market's fucking plummeted today.
At Dougie Fresh pick. Good, because I made some cool investments in mutual funds. But if it's low, bought low today. Good.
You bought today?
Yep, sure did.
So it'll be at the end of the day that it goes through. So that's a good one.
5-0 so high.
Sell, buy. No, honestly, today's fucking garbage.
I was hoping today was because of my purchase, a bad day in the market, but it doesn't. The mutual funds don't purchase till the close.
Yeah, you got the closing day, the closing sale. Our buddy Dougie, for his little son, little Dougie, he's the freshest. They have a new babysitter, nanny type person in their lives, and Doug and his wife ended up choosing like a 19-year-old college student.
Atta girl.
And I said, yeah, your wife's cool with that? I'm not saying Doug shouldn't be trusted, but I have a friend whose wife was like, yo, if we're getting a nanny or a babysitter, she'd be like a fat old lady.
The Elsa.
And I just wonder.
I am the Elsa?
I just wonder is it trust or not? Is it just a bad idea to have like a fucking good-looking college girl be anyone's nanny or babysitter?
Do you have a photo of her?
No, but
I don't want to show it. I want to see it for
what
myself.
I'm saying, isn't there a part of you that's like
lessen the risk?
Was she on the sex lives of college girls?
It's never bad to lessen the risk. I don't think it does anything positive.
I'm not saying Doug's a good husband and a good guy. I'm not saying he's going to do anything ever, but I'm saying, isn't it just like the wiser move to be like, yeah, as far as nannies and babysitters go, maybe we get like the chubby 50-year-old woman. Yeah, get Mrs. Doubtfire. Don't get
Mrs. asses on fire.
Yeah, don't get the college co-ed that's like, I'm trying to make some spring break money. To me, Mark said it best. Why would you even give yourself like a mental temptation? Why would you fucking want this?
But why do you assume that like just because she's your employed nanny that she's just going to be like, oh, fuck me on the couch when your wife's away? Like, why do you assume that?
I'm not saying I assume that's fun, but
if you do.
My buddy on Long Island,
You're keeping the creepy thoughts out of your house.
My
Potential
buddy,
creepy
my
thoughts.
buddy from Long Island.
Power of Christ compels you.
My buddy that I grew up with. Him and his wife, both hard workers. They're both full-time workers, and they needed childcare help in addition to like school, like a couple hours here and there during the week. And they interviewed someone. It was like a hot Swedish exchange student. His wife was like, no fucking way. And he's like, what do you mean? She's well qualified. And she's like, are you fucking joking? He's like, yeah, she's really. And they're like, or option B, which is like the 60-year-old Stregonona grandma. And I was like, listen.
I know a pirate named Lim Piar. He's like a really nice guy.
And he'll clean your house. And he'll clean your house.
But he's really clean, nice guy.
But is that terrible? I mean, you could say, Rich, fucking
Spanish pirate.
Be able to keep it in your pants. It's not a matter of keeping it in your pants. It's a matter of like, why would you even want that around?
Look, it takes two to tango or something like that, right?
Yeah. So it's not like this girl's gonna be like, oh wow, you're the babysitter dad. Let me fuck you. It just, I'm just saying.
If you have two choices, let's keep it realistic. Hot young girl who's qualified, or older lady who's also qualified. Older lady's the safer bet.
What's better for your marriage?
You know, yeah.
Swedish. I did say
you want
Swedish.
someone young with a lot of energy. You want like a youngin
who's also on their phone all the time. Priorities are different. I know. I said they're both qualified, but you know,
the kids got their fucking head through the banister on the stairway, and she's making TikTok videos.
All right, here's the difference. Ready? Let's say you're just a regular guy.
See, John's saying,
hold on. You would never cross any lines, right? I feel that way about me. I'm able to compartmentalize these thoughts, separate it, all that shit. Option A, even though you're a great guy, you'll still glance at that ass.
Yeah.
Option B, that's just never happening.
Why would you even want to glance at the ass?
Why not have some secondary gain? If you're paying all this money for some woman to watch your kid, why not get a little eye candy out of it?
No, because it's unnecessary.
It's not the type of place.
Rich, can I borrow Ben so I can hire someone?
It's not.
So why welcome ass gazing into your home when like you don't have to? That's all, and that's as innocent as you can make it. Like you're gonna stare at her ass.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger tried to do this, and look at how it worked out for him. He ended up banging the curmudgeon.
You could tell me all day.
What's up, Clove Man?
I'm telling you, factors that don't apply in this for me. I don't think loyalty, fidelity. I don't think any trust. I don't think these things apply to what I'm saying. I'm not saying
these all your investment services.
Oh yeah, fidelity,
loyalty, fidelity, trust.
Yeah. Those are all where I have my money.
Coinbase,
all fucking tanked today.
Crypto.com.
Crypto, by the way, might be a buying opportunity soon.
Crypto.com arena.
Things are tanking a little. Has nothing to do with trust or fidelity or Coinbase or anything. I think it has to do with
trust.
Why would you just want that? It's a matter of like, why would you?
I might hire a cleaning woman just to like look at.
I'll be honest. Sometimes
I think I'm gonna hire a cleaning woman.
I'm being serious.
It has nothing to do with Vanguard spot.
It has to do with you may back me up on this or not, because I've had other friends confirm this with me, so I don't feel like the only perv. Sometimes you could be at a bar or restaurant. You don't like if 2 tables away there's a bunch of girls wearing like little booty shorts. Like you're like, it's a fucking distraction while you're there.
I mean,
like,
how about on the flip side?
I banged the
you want
nanny
the guy.
once.
You want to hire the guy fucking fixing your roof to look like fucking Bart, your old stinky uncle, or Brad Pitt in fucking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I banged the nanny.
You know, I mean, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
You gonna welcome some fucking dude with Ripple Labs to your house every day?
She's my wife.
I'm just saying. My point is, it's not a matter of trust or you're going to do something. It's a matter of
Not
like,
at all.
why would you welcome that? Like,
I'm saying if you have option A and option B, I agree with Rich.
Why not?
So-
Pick how about this? Why not pick the better qualified candidate? What does it matter how old they are?
Hey, Spot, I have a question. What's the matter? Why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing.
Leave Ameritrade out of this.
No.
Stop it.
Spot, if we were at lunch yesterday, right?
Yeah.
When we went out for a little
Fantastic lunch with Super Agent Sean Weinman.
I had ribs. I mean, I guess I had ribs that you did.
We went to Stonefire Grill. It was
I did not eat ribs.
fantastic.
Giant salad. And
So-
chips and salsa.
I had fucking stomachache all day. It was really good, but
You ate a
all
lot.
night. I fucking had
I've been
stomachache.
gassy for weeks.
I feel great.
Yeah.
If you go to a restaurant and we were having real business conversation, call me immature and call me a fucking perv. But if next to us sat 3 28-year-olds with booty shorts coming from the gym, you don't think our conversations would have fucking got a little derailed?
Someone would have gotten derailed.
If you're at the gym
28-year-old
and you're trying to do a workout and there's a girl with like thong booty shorts working out and doing squats in
There were
front of
3
you?
of them?
Are you telling me that you're not? You're
Booty
telling me you're not
shorts.
slightly distracted?
And there were 3 of them. I still wouldn't have gotten one.
Booty
you're telling
traps.
me. You're telling me.
Booty
you're,
traps.
You're not telling me
Because
you're
of
not.
Rich.
You're not distracted. If you, maybe I'm just easily distracted.
It's probably it.
But I think it's also like every guy, and you guys just won't admit it.
You have to separate. You don't have the ability to separate.
All he wants to separate is those booty shorts.
Exactly.
Spot,
you have to separate.
Spot, if you're at the gym and there's a girl that's a fucking 10 in little short shorts working out doing squats, you're not glancing over every here and there. You have the ability to be like, oh, I don't even care.
No,
I'm
as I posted recently, I'm looking at the fucking giant dude in the corner that's just fucking wailing on some bars.
Like, look at Baxter. Jason
Some
Momoa.
dumbbells.
Jason Momoa could work in my roof or mow my yard anytime. Pretty sure my guy would not be okay with that. Yeah, that's where I'm coming. Let me make this very clear. I'm coming from what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Like, it goes both ways. Like,
Girls
I
with big asses are a dime a
there's
dozen
no
at the gym.
need. There's no need for any of that if you could avoid it.
A
But-
guy with
but
a
I
giant
also-
ass at the
I
gym
also
is
wouldn't-
amazing.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, well, anyway. There
Hey,
you go.
Doug, keep it in your pants.
I mean,
and congrats.
we've said this for years. You guys, don't hire the hot nanny. Don't fuck the nanny. You guys can't keep it in your pants.
Never fuck the
But
nanny.
you have to find the ability to like desexualize someone in your life that's like close to you. It's the reason that like I don't want to whip my dick out around your wives or like my siblings, my sisters-in-law, or any of that
I
stuff.
agree with you, Spot.
You
But
have
that's
be able to have a switch
a,
in your brain.
That's a concerted. That's an effort in the decision you make in the very beginning. That's not an ongoing thing.
just
it's like
happens.
it's like your wife or someone has a good-looking friend. All right, you in the very beginning, you're like, all right, that's her friend. I'm compartmentalizing it, which is a word you need to compartmentalize.
Sure is. Sure is.
But Spot, if I'm at the gym or at a lunch or somewhere, I don't know how I don't know how the average guy can't say they're fucking distracted. It's having a hot girl at the gym or a restaurant would be like having an A-list celebrity sit at the table next to you. You could have your lunch, but the whole time you're sort of distracted.
I'm constantly saying, Jesus, look at those jugs.
Like Spot, if we go to a restaurant and fucking
my
Howie
wife.
Mandel sitting 2 tables away, the whole lunch you're sort of like, on your mind the whole time is like, I'm fucking sitting next to Howie Mandel. Weird. It's sort of on your mind the whole time.
What's Howie Mandel eating? How does he drink his water? He's such a germaphobe. Is he touching anything? Is he wiping it down? You're right.
Well, Doug, good luck with that. Dougie Fresh Pick on social media at Dougie Fresh Pick for a hot stock.
Well, there better be some hot stocks because everything is plummeting. And if his hot
stonks,
there's no stonk Spot. These are all just stinkers. Look at all the red. It's just all red. Everything red. It's a red day.
It's Red Cup Day. It's Starbucks. Go get your free cup.
And let's thank you guys again.
It's a promotion.
Hanging out with CNR and Spot. Appreciate it. Continue to spread the word. And remember, shop.covinoandrich.com. Get your Hog Off shirt. And we got new merchandise. I mean, every day I'm waiting for the new shit to show up. It all looks dope. Our buddy Franz helped us out with some new stuff. We want to get it up like ASAP so that we can get it to you by Christmas. And every day, every minute, I keep refreshing. Shop.covinoandrich.com. We are on it. Check it out.
Yeah.
And hit us up.
Mark gave the best analogy to wrap up the show.
What do you say?
Before we say farewell. Being at the gym or a restaurant with a fucking beautiful 10 in your vicinity is like trying to drive normal when a cop's next to you.
Yeah. I've seen
Like
that.
I'm going the speed limit, but I still feel like I did something
You
wrong.
just can't do it. If you're sitting having a fucking sandwich and a
How about
girl
this
next
one?
to you sits down with her fucking booty exposed, you're trying to tell me you're going to be like, oh yeah, sure. I'm just
Clove Man says that you're just hypersexual. It's
possible.
But you got to love him for it. Do we got to love you for that?
I think you might have to.
I just don't completely disagree with you because I've been there. My nanny, I don't know.
You were all about her.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah.
I never looked at her in a weird way, and it was fucking, she's still part of our lives. And
she was an old one.
That's because she was an old lady named the Elsa.
Elsa, she's a Peruvian lady. Wonderful woman.
I would take the Elsa.
Never
any
thought
day.
about her ass cheeks once.
Bill Jackson, I'm down 3% today. I'm down like way more than that. Jesus Christ. All right, well, have a good one, guys. Enjoy your Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.
No joy. There is no joy.
No, there's
Rich
no joy.
hates
Fuck,
joy.
hate
Free Twitch Friday tomorrow.
Fucking
Free Twitch Friday
We'll
tomorrow,
see you there.
guys. See you there. Free Twitch Friday. Remember, subscribe now through your Amazon Prime. Costs you nothing, and it helps us out. Subscribe to our Twitch page. What is it? Twitch.tv/Covino and Rich. Twitch.tv/Covino and Rich. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, no one wants a nanny with a fanny. We'll see you tomorrow. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.